but I also feel like it is an individual job. But I just think teams are going away from that at the moment. So I'm not exactly sure. It's going to be a fascinating watch tonight, and we'll cover it. But, yeah, it's his first 50 games. Well, that's Chris Judd, Joel Selwood, Nick Dacre. There's some pretty special names in there.
Looking forward to seeing him tonight. Interesting to see what the Saints have for him as well. We are about 6 minutes away from the bounce of the ball between the Saints and the Pies. Jay-Z, nicely done by you.
Thank you, Jack.
You and your sonnies can ship off on out of here as well. Look, Darcy to join us next for the call of the game. Nat Unides to join us on the boundary as well. For Ream Hot Water, built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, you can ask your plumber to install a Ream. Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M Footy, prime time. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Air Conditioners. Put your trust in the experts in air.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Triple M. 3.5 minutes until Triple M ranks footy. Three minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
Two and a half minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
.1 minute until
Triple M rocks footy.
.30 seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Bunnings Trade. Score a Bunnings e-gift card when you spend $250 or more on Makita in-store or online. Ends this Sunday. T's and C's apply.
It's game time between the Saints and the Pies at the MCG. Both teams are out on the ground. We are just a couple of minutes away from the bounce of the ball, but importantly before that, we are a couple of minutes away from all of the pre-game ceremony as we celebrate the 4th edition of Spud's Game. For Macca's new surprise fries, you can peel any medium or large fries for a chance to find a prize. Triple M Rocks Footy, we're set to go here at the MCG. Isaac Smith and Kate McCarthy, the two-man not too far away, but for the first time tonight. Luke Darcy, hello, Duke.
Great to be alongside you, Jack, and I sit in this box every week and I think about the great late Danny Spud Frawley, and spent so many years with him in this very position. He was only 56 years of age when we tragically lost Spud, and I know Anita's having a tough time herself at the moment, so thinking of Anita, Chelsea, Keeley, and all of the family with the Frawleys. It's a big night, and we loved him. He made us laugh. He was crazy, as you know, Jack, and did things that you can't believe when you look back, but great celebration of his legacy tonight.
Two-man, welcome for the first time this evening. Red Z Lenders, loans for the self-employed.
Good evening, Jack. Great to be here. For Ross Lyon, he only has a 39% winning coaching record against the Maggies, his second lowest win-loss record against any opposition team. Just for the Saints last week, we'll keep an eye out on their scoring accuracy. They posted a shot at goal accuracy of only 32%, worst percentage of any team, and their expected score differential was negative 23 points. For the Pies, the scores from turnover against has been well documented. 2 rounds in, they're conceding 65 points per game from turnover. Last year, they ranked first defensively, only conceding 41. And well done to Nick Dacos. 50th game, as we know. If you exclude the round 21 injury against the Hawks last year, only twice has he been kept to less than 20 disposals from his 49 career games. He's averaging 29 touches per game.
He is a total star, as is Nat Unides, who's downstairs tonight for Bob Jane T-Marts. Have a great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T's and C's apply. Evening, Nat.
Jack, really nice feeling down here at ground level for what is a really special occasion for the St Kilda Footy Club. They specifically requested to play Collingwood at the G so they could host Spud's Game here this year. They're hoping to get around 73,000 fans, which would be a record home crowd for St Kilda. I think they had about 72,669 back in the 80s, so that just gives you an idea of how special this would be for the Saints. Subs tonight, we've got Zach Jones is going to be the sub for St Kilda, and then for Collingwood, Finn McRae is going to wear the subs vest for the second time in 2 weeks. I reckon there's a few Collingwood fans that wouldn't be too pleased about that. They want to see him get a good run at it.
I think you're spot on about that one, Nat. Nicely done. Good crowd in the house tonight. Darcy, look around, and they're up to the top stands at the Shane Warne stand. It's a good number, I think.
And Jack, you have to respect the Magpies, don't you? We're all looking at the toss of the coin here, Darcy Moore and Jack Steele, and exchange of gifts between Bobby Hill and the St Kilda player there, Brad Hill. His name was escaping me. Jack, that's a good start for me to start the night. But the Magpie fans turn up, don't they? And so everyone wants to play Collingwood, have it their home game. This is a big cash night for St Kilda because they get the gate, Izzy, and you know the finances are always close to your heart as well. So big night for St Kilda. I hope they break the record tonight.
Yeah, it's a massive night. I cannot wait to see how this game unfolds. It's a massive game for both of them. St Kilda don't want to go zipping 2, and Collingwood, if they go zipping 3, then they've got to head up to Brisbane next week. So I'm excited to see how it unfolds. I'm hoping Ross has fired them up because it'd be nice to see an aggressive game. And so we had Scott Selwood on, Collingwood's assistant coach, earlier, and he was talking about how Collingwood don't want to switch as much and they want to take the corridor on and go straight at goal. So I think it's going to be a fascinating watch, and really excited to see if Collingwood try and take it on and fast through the middle, if St Kilda can play this slingshot footy and maybe pull the pants down of the Collingwood defenders like they have the last couple of weeks.
The lights have been dimmed here at the MCG. Hamish McLaughlin standing inside the centre circle. Players from both teams, the umpires, and a representative from
Tonight,
all
the
18
AFL
clubs
Community
stand as one.
Spud's Game presented by AIA, and has been the tradition for the last 4 years. Will delay the bounce of the match by 2 minutes to put mental health on the big stage. Please welcome Pete Murray for a very special performance.
And I saw it coming. We saw emptiness and tragedy. And I felt like running so far away, but I knew I had to stay. And I know when I'm older, I look back and I still feel the pain. know I'll be stronger, and I know I'll be fine for the rest of my days. I've seen better days on my face and my hands. You're down on my knees, and I pray to God, hope He sees me through to the end. I've seen better days. My face and my hands, down on my knees, and I pray to God, hope He sees me through to the end.
Footy has always had the ability to bring people together. That's how most of us knew Spud. What a ripper he was. But right now isn't about football, it's about mental health. 2 in 5 of us will experience mental ill health in our lifetime, and that's simply too many. And that's what the Danny Frawley Centre is trying to change, but they need your help. Have a look around you. 2 in 5. If you can, make a donation. Spud would love that, and so would those who it helps. So if you're battling, talk. If you think someone's battling, ask the questions. Unite, honour Spud's legacy, and donate. Spud, we love you.
As players break away from the centre circle at the MCG, Hamish McLaughlin delivering a great message, and the roar goes over the Coliseum now. Just take a moment to think about what Hamish just said and how it might resonate with you or how you can help someone.
And Jack, the stats are terrible. We know it's a huge issue, and it's great to be able to put the spotlight on that. And I really moved to see a representative from every club. Benny Gale was there from the Tigers. I saw Shane Crawford out there, Tony Shaw, Wayne Campbell, Matt Jack Dorr from North Melbourne, Matty Pavlich from Fremantle. So, Kate, it's something that, you know, Danny Frawley is one of those people that brought us all together, and so it's a very poignant moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it's a brilliant thing to be able to celebrate his legacy in the way that we do, and I think the way that St Kilda Football Club have honoured him and his legacy and been able to really bring mental health to the forefront of this game, and I just think they've done it in an incredible way, and I think it'll be a fantastic game of football. But if we take nothing more out of tonight, it's that message from Hamish at the start, like check in with your mates, make sure everyone's okay, because at the end of the day that matters much more than a game of football does.
And if you think that someone's struggling or you think you're struggling, seek help. Trust me, from experience, it'll be the best thing that you can ever do for yourself. Who's winning this game and why? Isaac?
St Kilda.
Collingwood.
It's a big game for Saints tonight.
Isaac Smith, Kate McCarthy in the back row, the Triple M C-Bus Super Special comments. You've got the Chew Man, Nat Yanidis, and we're underway. Here's a huge Thursday night game of footy. Guess who got the Sharon first? Nick Dacos. He generally brings his own, but it's Marcus Windhager, drives the Saints forward. Howe went flying, but Darcy Moore came down with the footy. Had the path cleared for him, and the Collingwood skipper sends it MCG members side. Bo McCreary with strength, got rid of battle, little fumble from side bottom. Saints urge it forward, but Isaac Quain are so consistent. Gets it to Nick Dacos, who goes the standing barrel, if you don't mind, down the line. Mason Cox, he's been dealt with, might have got a little push in the back. Umpire letting this go a long time, and it's gone the other way. Zane Cordy's come up the hole in the ball, Kate.
Interesting what we were touching on pre-game with Scott Selwood taking things a little bit safer. On the other hand, St Kilda not so much, going straight into the corridor and turning it over, but the first two plays straight down the boundary.
Dacos has had plenty of it earlier. That's nice use inside 50. Elliott just got the fingertips underneath and marks 45 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Sorry, Jack, what I was just about to finish saying is Darcy Moore took the intercept mark, and his first instinct was to roll and use the boundary line and go long down the line. I know that's a very small sample size from one entry, but different to what we've seen the last couple of weeks where he's gone corridor.
First 10 minutes tonight for Collingwood will be very, very interesting for all of the reasons that you just mentioned, Kate. And Jamie Elliott, often the barometer when it comes to Collingwood. They're away to a fast start. Elliott with the first of the night, inside 2 minutes. Collingwood won straight 6. St Kilda yet to score. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
What I love about that is Darcy Moore goes back with the fight. First contest of the game. He intercepts it. He plays on quickly. He plays Collingwood's brand of football that we came to know last year. And as a player, there's nothing better. He gets an opportunity to impact straight away after he's been questioned pretty much on every football show this week. He gets the opportunity to impact in front of 80,000 fans and makes a massive play for his football club.
Izzy, I want to ask you this on the other side. St Kilda have talked all summer about being more adventurous at half-back, going to take some more risk. Zane Coyte's doing what he's been told, tries to pick one off through the corridor, has a horror clanger, costs a goal. How do you keep your confidence on the back of that?
Oh, it's tough, especially early in a game. You want to take the simple options, and there'll be players that have licences, and I'm not sure Zane's got one.
Isaac Smith, Kate McCarthy, all over at the Triple M C-Bus Super Special comments.
Thanks,
that will be
Rowan.
an interesting one.
Just to
the
follow,
license not there, is he?
Not there, but just to follow on, you just want to take the easy options early and set the patterns of the game. And St Kilda had the opportunity to score early, and they did it.
Rowan Marshall, powerful player that he is, goes long looking for Max King. There's Darcy Moore at the back. Higgins, he loves this situation. Little Jack, he's their leading goal kicker last year. He's a good celebrator. He's pumped. You love watching Jack Higgins play, and the quick reply goes the way of the Saints. We're 1 goal, 6 apiece. That is all. The Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard. Score a Bunnings gift card when you spend $250 or more on Makita in-store online. Ends this Sunday. T's and C's apply. Nice reply, Kate.
Yeah, it was, and I love the awareness from Rowan Marshall. Got himself the free kick, got the ball straight back from Jack Steele, and the awareness to know that that 6-6-6 rule, which we talk about so much, would still be in play if he got the ball in there quick and long. It's exactly what he did. He wasn't kicking it to a particular target, but just long and high, even numbers ahead of the ball. And Higgins, just Johnny on the spot, got the ball, read it better than anyone else, and kicked the goal.
So a goal apiece. Thursday night footy for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Good crowd at the MCG too. Big night for both teams. Marshall wins the clearance and bangs it forward. Goes past the boot of Darcy Moore. Frampton back into the side tonight, playing as a defender. Locks that one up, about 45 around from the Saints goal.
We talked about how it might be a low-scoring game. If this is the case, I think it might be pretty high.
Isaac Smith, all over it there in the back row. Is Max King. The athleticism on display already. Flicks a handball back to Steele. And now a chance for Liam Henry. Second game for St Kilda. Windhager. Billy Frampton. Nervous moment. Howe had one on pin but managed to get boots of ball. That was harder than it maybe looked, and it lands in the lap of DeGoey, and here come the Pies.
They flick it out to the outer side. The Norm Smith medalist Bobby Hill kicked a nice goal last week, but
hard to win, Jack.
My God. It's going to be a long season, isn't it?
He's good. He's good, Jack.
Yeah. Any possible opportunity. Long ball in the direction of Myercheck. Off hands, Windhager, wearing Spuds number 2. Kicks around the corner, but it's coming straight back. It's marked by Maynard.
As Kate and Isaac Smith have pointed out, a declared corridor. They're going to get back to playing through the middle of the ground. Darcy Moore, the captain, goes long and deep, but a good mark dropped by Battle. Now they've got some work to do. Elliott's going to pinch another goal, but the smother was good. Zane Cordy will feel like he owes them one after his first turnover. Off hands through for a behind. St Kilda 1 straight 6. The Pies 1-1-7. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
And the Saints chip their way out of the back half. Wanganeen Miller uses Mason Wood and slowly build this ball up. Rowan Marshall from half back eventually has to kick to a contest. Remember, he came in from the side. And knocks it out of bounds. Underneath the Shane Warne stand. And we've just ticked past 6 minutes in this opening quarter. The Pies are 1-1-7. Saints 1 straight 6 on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
And that play there is why I love having Tim Membry and Max King in the same football team. Max King can work all the way up basically to defensive 50 and then still rely on Tim Membry to come up as the third player across and spoil that.
They didn't get access to those two a lot last year, Kate. They're a different looking side, but I mean, Windhager has been paid a throw. Advantage paid to Maynard, but his kick was just a little too heavy for Myercheck. And the ever-reliable Cal Wilkie gets it to Bradley Hill. Back to battle. Corridor kick, looking for Wangan O'Miller. He's got to work his way through Hill. He did nicely. The Sire looking for Henry. Did he get contact back with a flight from Josh Dacos? No. Dacos did well not to give away the free kick, and Josh has got it. And normally brilliant by foot, and that is no exception. Perfect for big Mason Cox.
Early ball with his two-man, Red's Head Lending.
Rowan Marshall, 5 disposals and 4 clearances.
And the booze for Mason Cox from Saints fans. He kicks a high ball to the wing. Myercheck was eased under the footy illegally, says the umpire. And Collingwood free kick. Wing position, out of side here at the MCG. As the Pies by a point, as Myercheck stops and waits and eventually sends it towards a contest. Cameron got it front and centre. Elliott now boots a ball as it rolls towards the goal square. Brad Hill back there for the Saints. Goes underground by hand to Sinclair back into the team tonight, and he sees it over. About 30 around from the Pies goal.
It's a quick matchup. Really looking forward to watching it play out. Henry up against Josh Dacos on the wing. That one's going to be really good. Obviously, speedster in Henry, but really smart defensive winger from Dacos.
Boundary throw in deep in the Magpies forward 50. It was Josh Dacos who Kate McCarthy was referring to, and he's popped up like a jack in the box and got boot to boards. 30 metres out, Jack Sinclair, super player he is, to Filippo, whose kick was a bit of a shank under pressure. Lipinski, Bobby Hill's going to juggle the mark and drop it, and then Bobby popped up from nowhere and still ushered him over for a boundary throw-in. So a little nervous moment there, Isaac Smith.
Yeah, and we talked about Collingwood's efficiency last week. They're already going at 82% kicking efficiency tonight. So I think they've cleaned a few of those things up we were talking about earlier, Jack.
Saw it all in the Harvey Norman replay. Thrown in 30 around from the Pies goal. Steele wins the clearance for the Saints and kicks it as far as he possibly can, but
come back.
Collingwood have set up
outside 5
in front of the footy so far, and Frampton
mid-zone switch fish. Yep.
He's too far out to score. His first game since the grand final last year. Kept it low coming in. Cox couldn't get the front spot. Lipinski bounces up. Banana, boots a ball, goal. All Collingwood early in the MCG. They're 2-1-13. St Kilda are 1 straight 6 after 9 minutes. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Collingwood kick a goal there, and Lipinski, since he's come across, has made a big difference to the Collingwood football side, but Frampton's able to take an easy mark, uncontested. When St Kilda have to rush it out to their defence, you'd love to see Max King. Frampton's playing finger in the back on King. You'd love to see King bring that to ground and give his team the opportunity just to create a stoppage or get a spill. It's just too easy to take those marks 60 metres out from your goal and kick it back in.
One in, guys, one in, let's go.
And one thing I'm just really struggling to understand with sort of football at the moment is the amount of players that are on that 50-55 metre mark line that will elect to go outside the 5 metres instead of manning the mark. That can open the opportunity to hit a short 45 or even better yet kick a goal without taking that mark.
Goey wins the clearance, but some good defensive work. St Kilda won it back. Rowan Marshall's kick, though, was smothered. Now it's back to where it started with the Goey. Look at Pendlebury. They just peel off him because his poise is so good. Schultz has muffed that one, and the mark he maybe should have taken. Free kick to Rowan Marshall. Advantage was paid. Marshall's been unbelievable to start this game. The Saints go to the outer wing. Cooper Sharman. He's got good hands, Cooper Sharman. Mark's taken. Shane Warne stand side wing. The Magpies fold back, so they're going to need a contest here from King. And they get it. What about the hands there, Max King? That is a brilliant contested mark, Kate. Just what you spoke about.
And I reckon this is the part of his game that we want to see evolve this year. The goal kicking, a few opportunities last week against Geelong. We know how close that game ended up. Opportunities he could have kicked, so let's see if he goes back and slots this one.
14 goals in the last 4 games of 2023, Max King. He really coming back from injury. Looked incredibly dangerous. Big contested mark, 50-metre kick. He's pushed it across the face of goal, and that'll be disappointing.
Need a contest on the line there.
That won't make Ross Lyon happy, is he? At all. Mark taken by the Pies.
What I did love, though, King takes the big contested mark, sees Tom Mitchell in front of him and tries to clean him up on the way down. There's a bit of aggression in it, and I like it.
Seems like he's got a bit of a licence, Max King, to start the year to hit up a bit higher. Kate certainly saw that against Geelong last week.
Yeah, 21 disposals, career high metres gained as well.
As Collingwood surge forward. Hill short to Jamie Elliott. 70 around from goal. 7-point lead of the Pies. Triple M, Bunnings trade scoreboard. And Isaac Quainer, 6th in last year's best and fairest. And played every game as an absolute staple of Collingwood's back six. And side bottom. Short to Pendlebury. And Collingwood build this footy up. Pendlebury about 60 out from goal. Normally a good user. Ball gets out the back. Beautifully read off the boot. Step around the corner from McGuinness. Right place, right time. Pies fans have been calling for him to come back into this team. And it works with immediate impact. 3-1-19. St Kilda, 1 straight 6 after 12 minutes. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
I'll tell you what, at the moment, if the ball's not going to Cal Wilkie in defence, they are looking shaky back there. That's 3 goals already to Collingwood. One that probably went begging with Bobby Hill spilling the mark. So in the air and on the ground, a bit of a concern for St Kilda's defensive line. They need to shore up. On that occasion, there was just a free player out the back. McGuinness just goal side of his opponent, and it was an easy finish.
Let's get to Nat Unides, Bob Jane teammates.
Yeah, Craig McRae will be happy to see McInnes score there with his first involvement in this match. Came in for Ash Johnson. A lot of people were surprised that he hasn't had much game time this year, purely because he spent so much of the pre-season playing as, you know, the Pies' key forward, so he gets his opportunity tonight.
Yeah, really talented player, Reef McGuinness. Great to see him kick the first goal. Still has been infringed. They're going to pay advantage. It's not a great advantage. Billy Frampton has read it better than anyone else. Deep in defence for the Magpies. Taking a good mark back there. Goes short. Finds Jack Crisp. Half-back. Heading down this Triple M commentary side of the G to Markov.
That was Collingwood's 6 intercept mark. It's amazing how good Collingwood look when they take those intercepts and they're able to play through the middle of the ground.
Some patient build up here. They're happy to hit the uncontested mark lead up this time. Jack Crisp has got it back, and they're still at half back. Got the big boys down the line. Mason Cox is going to give a contest. Battles dropped another mark that he had a fair piece of. Here's McGuinness hitting up. Kicked the last goal of the game. Surrounded by Saints. Hill gets back. And Mitch Owens combines, but good pressure from the Pies. Pendlebury came crashing through. Burns laid a good tackle. No free kick. It'll be balled up half forward for the Magpies.
What are we seeing early, Kate?
I was just having a look. I thought that was probably a holding the ball free kick, considering he shrugged it up. I believe that's your prior gone. Well officiated by the umpire to not blow the free kick for a high tackle, but I figure that's your prior gone.
Kate McCarthy, Isaac Smith have got you covered all night long. Triple M Seabus Super. Special comments. Seabus Super is making hard work pay off since 1984. 15 minutes gone in the first quarter. A lot to like about the Pies early. They're 3-1-19. Saints are 1 straight 6. Clearance win to Collingwood. Crisp was bumped off the ball. Still in dispute inside the centre square. Good tackle by Maynard and Crisp on Wanganeen Miller. And that one's not getting out.
9:50 remaining in the first term. 13-point lead to the Magpies. It's a true centre-half forward for Collingwood. Seb Ross game 200. Tried to hurry a kick out of there. It didn't gain much traction, and we'll get another ball up. Forward half of the centre square for the Pies.
Ball to me, please. Thanks, Scott.
Good crowd. Spuds game, Thursday night footy, and a lot riding on this one. Magpies searching for their first win of the season, and Saints went down to the Cats in a close one. Here's Isaac Quainer. So reliable at half-back. Kick ricocheted off the smother into the arms of Jack Crisp. Now Josh Dacos Beautiful looking kick for Myercheck. Stocker was pretty good, but Myercheck, he's taking a good mark, is he?
Yeah, he has. What I'm noticing, though, is...
Sorry, off hands out of bounds. Yep.
Collingwood defenders are playing very aggressive, but St Kilda are winning these scrappy balls. St Kilda forwards either need to get right on the back of these Collingwood defenders or step in front and have first access to these dribbly balls that are coming out.
And the Harvey Norman replay just juggled that footy out of bounds. Brody Myercheck. With Burns, game number 50 for the Saints. There's a good tackle at half-back. There's just no space out here for St Kilda. Collingwood are closing down all of the available options. Outer side wing. Cox bends down to pick it up. He's tackled by a couple of Saints.
And to your point, is the time in forward half 60% in Collingwood's favour, and the reason for that, their defenders are just getting so high off the ground. As soon as the ball comes out towards them, they're just intercepting it and sending it straight back inside their forward half.
Mitch Owens doing a bit of ruck work. Wins a free kick. Saints on the outer side. They trail by 13 points. Triple M, Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Such a brilliant, versatile player who's become Mitch Owens. He can play in the ruck. He can compete forward very well. That kick was hacked out of mid-air and it's landed in the lap of Lipinski at half-back. And the Pies, it looked dangerous when they've got some run from half-back. Josh Dacos, have a look at that kick again. Beautiful hands, Cameron. And a couple of Saints have gone down heavy. We'll get back to that within that in a moment. Didn't look great. Mitchell's kick, though, was a shank, and we've got a Saints player down.
It's Mason Wood. He has not moved since that contest.
Didn't look great at all, Kate. See if we can get an update from Nat Yanides down there. Bob Jane team marks. What are you seeing at ground level, Nat?
Yeah, like you said, Das, it's not looking great for him. A really heavy collision in that marking contest for Mason Wood. They're just getting the trainers out to him now, but it doesn't look like he's going to be taking too much more part in this game.
He looks in a lot of pain. He's here around that sort of rib, kidney area. He's just genuinely looks distressed, Mason Wood. Have a look at the Triple M Harvey Norman replay.
It's a big head. I think it's a big head clash.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure his head is hit straight either into the head or the sternum of the other St Kilda player.
You love his commitment.
Yeah.
But a little bit of friendly fire, unfortunate.
You marvel at the bravery, Isaac. Your first year out, and as soon as you stop, you get a different perspective now. I mean, it takes so much courage to play this game. It's incredible, isn't it, really?
Yeah, well, I think while I was playing, maybe I went to 1 or 2 games live my whole career, and I've already been to 4 or 5 games since I retired, and it already looks like it's quicker than what it was. I'm not sure if it is, but it does when you sit back and you have a look. And every player that runs out on an AFL field is brave and is courageous and puts themselves in situations that are uncomfortable. And Wood, he had the choice to make there. Does he go or does he not? And he tried to go and for the betterment of the team, and accidentally cops a bit of friendly fire, and hopefully, fingers crossed, he's okay. But that's the risk you take when you run out onto a football field.
These are pretty distressing scenes, it's got to be said. There's a lot of medical staff around, and there's a fairly high level of concern to the point where the stretcher came out and they said, no, we need the medical cart. This is not a stretcher job, this is a cart job.
And as you know, Jack, they're really sensitive around the neck and the head region, and we do say there's some of the best medical professionals in the country are here live, and so, but it is unnerving, isn't it? Now both teams are huddled together, and you can't help but look back at Mason Wood, can you, and think it's a tough moment. So going to take a big delay here. They're going to really take their time to get Mason Wood off the ground safely. So we're having a think about him and everyone who watches the game. It is distressing. Zach Jones is the sub for St Kilda. He's getting ready. You'd assume he's going to be activated very quickly.
Yeah, so he'll probably be injected straight into the midfield, and then they'll rotate one of the, I guess, more running midfielders out to that wing. But Wood, we've seen him play that wing role so well. On the other side to sort of Henry and Wanganeen Miller, who really sort of use that turn of pace, and he uses his defensive positioning really nicely. So it will be a big loss for them in this game.
So we're waiting for the cart to come out on the ground. We are getting some word filtering through that Mason Wood is awake and conscious, which is good news. We'll keep you up to date with the correct information as it comes to hand. But this is a pretty serious injury.
Yeah, always upsetting, isn't it? It always why this game, as Isaac Smith pointed out, anyone who walks onto that field is full of courage, and you've got to be full of admiration for the ability to do that. And from a game perspective, this is a big pause. Isaac, talk us. You're in the middle of the ground now. You've got a teammate injured. You're St Kilda. You're down by 13 points. What are Jack Steele and the leaders? What's the message now?
Yeah, it's a tough one because everyone out there has a different relationship with Mason Wood, and you might have 2 or 3 of his absolute best mates out there, and they might be a little bit rattled. There'll be a couple of guys who are thinking, what have we got to do next? There'll be all different thoughts and discussions happening in the St Kilda group, but it's important they can regroup, and I guess you take confidence out of what you mentioned earlier, is that we have such good medical teams that support each playing group around the competition, and hopefully St Kilda are able to get back on task really quickly and understand their role. And the only thing is, you'll just want to find out how Mason is before he goes off, and that's just a natural human reaction. And after that, then you've got to get back on task and try and complete the operation at hand. But it rattles both teams, these type of incidents now, especially with all the education and information players get and the discussions that are happening at club level now. So no team's immune to it. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how St Kilda come out of this little break. But not that we want to see this happening, but Collingwood have been in complete control of this game, and hopefully this break might help St Kilda. Collingwood have dominated uncontested marks. They've dominated intercept marks. They've dominated uncontested possession. Their kicking efficiency, Collingwood is way out scoring St Kilda's kicking efficiency. So all the key stats that Collingwood would want, they're dominating at the moment. So Collingwood have had a chance. St Kilda have had a chance to regroup, and hopefully they're able to get on task quickly now that they know Mason's going to be okay, and execute their roles.
It's been a great story for St Kilda Mason Wood, who's delisted from North Melbourne, Kate. He's an extraordinary athlete. He's an Isaac Smith type runner, and Ross, we know, loves that, and he's become a great leader down at St Kilda. So we're concerned about him in the short term. He's on the motorised card and he's in great hands, and we know he'll be fine, but he's a big loss too, isn't he?
He's found his role on the wing. He has, I think, every season he's won their 3K time trial by a long way, and no one's really ever unearthed the correct way to use him and his running ability, and I just love the way he patrols the wing. He's a genuine sort of all the way into D50, all the way into F50, and we have seen some of his best football since he's come across, and probably under Ross Lyon as well. Last year was a real breakout year for him, so just hope that, obviously a really quick recovery, but I mean that's paramount at the moment, just his welfare, his well-being.
Nat Yanidis for Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, the paramedics that are sitting in front of me have just gone down into the room, so no doubt that they're going to be there to look at Mason Wood. He's on the Medicard at the moment. He's got a neck brace on, but he is awake, and it does look like he's moving. So there are some positive signs there for the Saints. Many of the players look incredibly emotional on the ground, as you would expect, as an applause goes up for Mason Woods as he goes off the ground. Also, St Kilda have obviously activated their sub, so Zach Jones is into the game.
And having a look, Jack, through the binoculars, he's talking to the St Kilda club doctor as he's going off, and he's got his arms moving around and got the paramedics alongside of him. So fully conscious Mason Wood having a chat to the doctor as the motorised cart goes off, and they're all positive signs.
It's interesting, these moments. As players, it's difficult, but I remember each time I'd be out there and something like this would happen, you'd automatically think of their family. And that must be so hard. I'm a parent now, but being a mum or dad sitting in the stands, that'd be awfully difficult.
Mason Wood has now gone down the tunnel, and he'll be with the medical professionals getting the best possible help that he can. Still 8 minutes to go in this first quarter. It's Collingwood 3-1-19. St Kilda 1 straight 6.
Saints have it in defence. Jack Sinclair, two-time best and fairest winner and All-Australian, has become an outstanding player. They welcome him back tonight for his first game of the season. Wilkie, 111th consecutive game, hasn't missed one since debuting. Cal Wilkie in 2019. Frampton flicks it out to Markov. This is all happening in front of Nat Yanidis on the wing here Commentary side, battle, tried to muscle his way through McCreary. McCreary ragdolled him in the tackle. Nice work, Bro McCreary's been rewarded for it.
He's been good with his forward pressure so far in 2024 up against the Giants in round 0. Really strong tackles and earned himself a number of opportunities inside 50 from it.
Had 8 of them last week in their loss to Sydney. His kick, though, is out of bounds on the full. Just when you give someone a pump up, they spray it out of bounds on the full.
I don't know, Two-Man, what Billy Frampton's numbers are, but he's looking like Stephen Silvani at the moment.
6 disposals and 5 intercepts for Frampton. His PB's 26, so he's on target to eclipse his PB.
Hey, there's team of the century stuff happening.
Isaac Smith and Kate McCarthy. Triple M Seabass super special comments. Henry the target. Commentary wing for the Saints, who get a free kick for front on contact. Plays on quickly and brings it back in on the 45 to Windhager.
Impressive young player, Marcus Windhager. A powerful young athlete. Sends it in the Membry direction. The kick's going to be good for Membry. He's been infringed. Maynard a little aggressive in the spoil, so Tim Membry's got it. 70 out from goal. Max King's waving, going, get it down here. I've got Billy Frampton one-on-one. And he's drawn the free kick, I think, against Billy Frampton, who's been pumped up beyond all measure here in the Triple M commentary box. Team of the century to giving away a free kick, and Max King, who does draw a free kick from time to time, Isaac. He's got that strength about him now that you can over-defend him at times.
Yeah, and he's so tall. When you're out there, his presence is a lot bigger than what it would feel when you sit in the grandstand. So, yeah, I didn't think it'd be long before the team of the century remarks maybe were a little bit over the top, but Sauce would have given away a few free kicks, I reckon, if he played in this era.
Set shots for his career go at 58%, Max King. This is a 35-metre, 45-degree angle one. He should kick, leans back and makes no mistake. So well done, Big Max. Kicks his first of Thursday night footy. The Saints get their second, they're 2 straight 12. Magpies 3-1-19. That's all on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
And we mentioned it earlier about Max King being aggressive, and even in that marking situation, he was so much more aggressive. He had his feet planted, he was strong, and all Frampton could do was try and ragdoll him.
And the reason he did grab at the jumper is because King initiated that contact, so he had to grab and get a feel because he knew he was in a genuine one-on-one. You said it yourself, Darcy, he just wanted the ball in nice and quick. King knew it was the one-on-one and he went to work.
He's starting to feel out a bit, Maxie.
And just with Nick Dacos, is he just a 3 disposals? Last time he played against the Saints, he polled 3 Brownlow votes, racked up 42 touches.
Yeah. I was going to say maybe his 50th game isn't going to be his best.
So far,
they did do the ranking this week.
In the first 50, it's taken in a flag, an All-Australian, third in a Brownlow, and a rising start for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Saints out of the middle. Handball to Henry from centre half forward. Bombs away and just misses to the left.
4-1 centre clearances at the moment. It's an area that they got pretty dominated by against Geelong last week, so it looks like they've put in a little bit of work to their centre bounce clearances for the start of this game.
Jeremy Howe from full-back. Ron Marshall started well. Dacos to Elliott to Mitchell. Chris got to get through 3 tackles and he's found a way, and that opens things up. Mitchell with a bit of a helicopter. The halfback Riley Bonner, the former Port Adelaide power defender in his second game for the Saints, and we just saw the second gamer Darcy Wilson involved, who was outstanding in his first up game. They've kept it in. I thought it was out of bounds, but Mason Cox got it from Dacos. Marshall intercepts at halfback, goes to half forward. Darcy Moore had his name absolutely written all over that and takes the easiest defensive mark.
He lands and goes. So again, they change direction, Collingwood. And now they play the outer side. Maynard out to Josh Dacos. What are his Red Z lenders, Two-Man? Josh Dacos?
8 touches, leading ball winner for the Pies.
He kicks up to the wing. Kick just a little hot for Reef McInnes. It's out of bounds as we tick past the 30-minute mark. It is going to be a long quarter because of the Mason Wood stretcher. The Pies 3-1-19. The Saints 2-1-13. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Oh, I know we talked about earlier about when you're not on the ground compared to sitting in the stands, but the one thing that doesn't change in football, if you hit a clean handball, it puts your teammate into space. And St Kilda, they're bobbling too many handballs.
And Hill has a fumble there. Next to the centre circle. Crisp closes down the space. Sidebottom and Markov run into each other. Henry on the turnover. Got a handball to King. Had runners driving by. One of them was Higgins. Misses him. And now Hill has to go and mop up from 45 out. Good decision. Didn't blaze away and had Liam Henry following up, who marks to make it a couple in the row here for the Saints.
Probably could have made that a lot easier as well. Isaac, they missed another handball.
And that's going to have to come back. Hill gave a handball to Wanganeen Miller, but time off had been blown.
Yeah, they're just a bit sloppy. Higgins could have run into an open goal there if they get that handball. Seb Ross mucks one up on the wing there where they had an attacking opportunity, but optimistically, how good does Liam Henry look in St Kilda colours? Last week against Geelong, and now this week he's already been their most influential player out there.
He had 19 disposals last week in his first game as a Saint.
He just adds a different look to them.
He hasn't kicked a goal for his new team as yet. From just inside 50, directly in front to the punt road end. He loves it. Saints hit back and lock it away at 3-1-19 apiece. 32 minutes gone. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
I like everything about it, Jack. The blonde tips, the orange boots, the celebration.
And the long sleeve, Izzy. Don't forget the long sleeve.
Brighton suits him.
Doesn't he look good? The other thing I like about it is that the umpire was to call that one back because the handball received actually missed for the goal. So then he got a take two and said, I'm not giving a handball received when I can absolutely slot it from there. Don't pass those off, mate.
There might be a few tram tracks down at Narrabeen this week, I reckon.
It is the full package, isn't it, Liam Henry? The brightest orange boots you've ever seen. He's had the hair done freshly. He's going to dominate.
Bit of Luke Darcy about it.
Well, not quite that sort of swagger, is he? But he's working his way towards it. He started well as a Saint. Free kick against Rowan Marshall. He's not happy about it. They get it to Nick Dacos. Elliott dropped the mark. Wanganeen Miller to Henry again. He's just knocking up, getting the footy at the moment. They're tracking down the Shane Warne stand side. Owen back to Wanganeen Miller. Tried to step inside Jack Chris. It goes back to Burns. The kick was a little wide of Marshall. Big Darcy Cameron lopes after it. He's taken the full 360. We've got the handball back to Billy Frampton, whose kick is going to be intercepted by Burns on the wing for St Kilda.
They've still got 3 minutes before quarter time. The Saints have kicked a couple in a row. From just outside 50. King sends it to the discipline area, but there's Darcy Moore again. Chiming in front, but the handball was a shocker. Gave it straight to Brad Hill, and he makes them pay. Saints hit the front off an insane turnover from the Pies skipper. 4-1-25, plays 3-1-19. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
So I like what this changed. Obviously, Mason Wood off has forced Ross Lyon to do so. Last week, Henry, Hill and Wanganeen Miller were all patrolling the same side of the ground, so they were basically starting anywhere between half forward, wing and half back, and the three of them just basically starting wherever they want in those three positions. What the change to Mason Wood has done, Brad Hill is now playing the opposite wing to where those two are playing, so they've got speed now on both sides of the ball. So he's pushed all the way in as the attacking winger, has been fortunate enough to pop up and get that intercept and then finish off with a goal.
Let's get to Nat Bob Jane team art.
Yeah, Olive Markov has just come off with the blood rule, and it looks like they're going to take him straight down to the room to get some stitches because it is streaming down his chin at the moment. Zane Cordy has also gone down to the rooms for the Saints.
Thank you, Nat, for that update. If you just joined us on Triple M Footy, Mason Wood has been taken off on a stretcher with a fairly serious neck or head injury. The Pies all of a sudden desperate for the next goal. Maynard's kick, looking for Reece McGuinness, kicked a nice goal in Reece. That was a beautiful pickup and a smart handball, but Maynard had his kick smothered by Cooper Sharman, is he?
True, man. We just spoke about before Wood going off injured how clean that Collingwood ball use was.
Flipped it around now for the Saints. 3 out of their 4 majors have come from Collingwood turnovers.
Felt like Jay-Z there. I couldn't get the words out.
Working beautifully, is he? Reds Head Lenders, loans for the self-employed. That's a high tackle.
Tend to be what happens, Izzy, when you're given a stat that's not your own.
That's on fun.
Thanks, Kate. Love that you come up with all yours.
feeling a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, this is like when your parents fight, you don't know where to look. Sharman long down the line, Philippo flies, broadcast wing, off hands Maynard. And Chris was unsure what to do. Handball to Nick Dacos did him no favours either. The Saints get the ball back through the middle. Zach Jones, the sub, gave it to Owens, a really nice don't argue, and then pumps it long where St Kilda have got numbers. Footy sits for King, gathers 40 out, turns on the left and snaps. And that'll be a free kick. Frampton absolutely barrels through Higgins, wasn't looking at the footy. And again, a turnover is going to be punished with a Saints goal. Higgins from a metre out.
Not sure Sus ever did that.
I'll tell you what, though, it was going to be a goal. You may as well make him earn it. Spud would have loved it. Spud would have done that.
That's called getting your money's worth. Higgins kicks his second in the first quarter, and the Saints extend their lead. They're 5-1-31 to Collingwood 3-1-19, and the game has changed dramatically since the Mason Wood stretcher.
Well, that was a bloody Amy Clanger if ever I've seen one. The way that Frampton just ran straight through Jack Higgins, no even pretending to look at the footy, straight through him, and Higgins collected his thoughts, went back and kicked it. But huge turnaround in this game since that unfortunate injury to Mason Wood. But it looks like they've come together, they've collected their thoughts, they've been able to implement what wasn't working for them in the first part of the quarter, and St Kilda just running all over them at the moment.
Yeah, the Saints last 6 inside 50s, 4 goals won. It's not bad going.
And that is all since that stop in play, as Kate just pointed out. Mason Wood going off, 4 unanswered goals for the Saints on the back of that. And we've still got a minute 23 in this first term. Nick Dacos has just had a very, very rare fumble to go. He tried to slap it to a teammate and it landed with Membry. His kick wasn't ideal. Ricocheted off the back of Henry. Side bottom back there. The Pies feeling some serious pressure at the moment on brilliantly done Schultz. The former Docker took clean possession, but they have gone from kicking efficiency elite to Clanger City, Jack.
They look like a completely different team at the moment, Collingwood.
It's been flipped on its head. Is Wilkie underrated? Still?
2 metres
Can
back.
he be an underrated All-Australian?
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah.
Play on, not 15.
And if he can, he's one of them.
If he is, he shouldn't be. He is the pillar of that back six for St Kilda.
I think the real difference in the ball movement, though, has just been their composure to start with Collingwood. They were really patient with the ball, waiting for an option to open up, then hitting the kick. All of a sudden, they're looking really frantic.
Down to 25 seconds. Darcy Cameron will be paid a mark at half back. At the 12-minute mark, Collingwood led by 13 points and looked completely locked in for Thursday night footy. They're going to trail at quarter time in a quarter that might have provided more questions than answers about how they're going at the moment. Siren sounds. It's the Saints who lead 5-1-31 to Collingwood 3-1-19. Thursday night footy, Isaac Smith and Kate McCarthy have got you covered all night long. The two-mans on the Reds Ed Lenders. Nat Unides boundary side and Luke Darcy calling the socks off this one. Quarter time at the MCG for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M, Roxford.
That quarter for Bunnings Trade. Score a Bunnings e-gift card when you spend $250 or more on Makita in-store or online. Ends this Sunday. T's and C's apply.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Macca's new surprise fries. Peel any medium or large fries for a chance to find a prize. 3.5 minutes until Triple M ranks footy. Three minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
3.5 minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
One minute until
Triple M rocks footy.
seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious titanium caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Quarter time at the MCG. It's the Saints 5-1-31 who lead the Pies 3-1-19. A quarter of very much two halves. We'll talk about that very shortly. Nat Unides for Bob Jane Team Arts. Let's recap what happened in the first quarter.
Well, Jack, obviously we've got to start with Mason Wood. We saw that really awful collision with a teammate in that first quarter. He had to be taken off in a neck brace on a Medicab, which was quite horrific for the players and, as you mentioned, for the fans and his family as well. Still waiting on an update from him, but we know that he was awake, so that is at least some positive news there. The Saints have another injury concern with Zane Cordy. He's gone down for a concussion test, though I think he will be okay. He didn't look happy about going for the test at the time, so we'll wait to see if he comes back out of the rooms. And for Collingwood, nothing too major. Olive Markov has got some stitches under his chin, but he's back out there and ready to go.
Nicely done, Nat. Bob Jane Team Arts have a great buy three, get one free, plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T's and C's apply. The two-man for Red Z Lending.
Rowan Marshall, 10 disposals, 5 clearances. The Saints' last 7 entries, as Izzy said, they nailed 4 goals, 1.
Kate McCarthy, Isaac Smith, Triple M Seabus Super Special comments.
Yeah, well, it was a bit of, I guess, two completely different parts to that quarter, pre and post the incident with Mason Wood. I think it just gave St Kilda time to collect their thoughts, work out what was going wrong, what wasn't going right, and then be able to improve it. But just their efficiency going forward. At the start of the game, they couldn't get it in their forward line, and then before the end of that quarter, they just couldn't stop kicking goals, really.
Well, it's funny. We talked about Collingwood's kicking efficiency just before Mason Wood got hurt. They were going at 82%. That fell to 64%. St Kilda were going at 54%. They lifted that to 73%. And then the uncontested marks. Collingwood, from that Mason Wood incident, only took another 3 uncontested marks for the quarter with 9 minutes to go. And St Kilda took another 14. So the game just flipped on its head, and we've got an absolute cracker now on Thursday night.
Spuds game at the MCG, huge crowd, St Kilda home game, and the Saints have a 12-point lead over the Magpies. We get the second term underway. Marshall, Darcy Cameron, pinballs around for a moment. Here's Sinclair, cleverly gets it to Steele. To Goey with strength, ripped it back the other way. Nick Dacos had to work hard to find the foot. He gets it, as he often does, to brother Josh. Back to Markov. That's a better looking kick. Lachlan Schultz still finding his feet as a Magpie. Kicked the career high. 30-plus goals last year for the Fremantle Dockers. Mason Cox, Wilkie edged him underneath the foot. He did it fairly, and he cleared a path to Wanganeen Miller. Takes the mark deep in defence for St Kilda.
It's 15 to stock up in the back pockets. Has to go back to Wanganeen Miller. And then that kick, a little sloppy as well. Over the head of Burns. Dacos tucked away in the pocket. Josh with a squaring ball to a dangerous area. Brad Hill tracks it towards the boundary line. It's not out of bounds just yet. And now they eventually see it over. 5-1-31 the Saints. Pies 3-1-19. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. You can stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan.
Punt road end of the MCG. Pies are attacking. Marshall over the top of Cameron. Sebros going 200 back to Bradley Hill. Get some numbers from him. Police chairman in a moment. The Reds Head Lending. Bradley Hill's found a bit of the footage. Maynard sends the Pies back inside forward 50. Wilkie. It's brilliant always. Little snap from Bobby Hill was ambitious. Left foot running away from goals. Kicked it out of bounds on the foot. Bradley Hill's night, please, so far.
Yeah, 7 disposals, 3 intercepts and a major.
Only 12 disposals last week. Pretty quiet by his standards, Brad Hill. Here's Josh Battle on defensive 50. Kick with his left foot. Mason Cox extends his long arms and smothers it. That's 65 out from the Pies goal. Cox dives on the footy. And has been punished.
It's the second time tonight Mason's been punished with diving on the football. Obviously, when the big man goes to ground, it makes it pretty hard for him, but needs to get the ball out there.
You reckon Mason would want a few flames off the side of his glasses?
Yeah, I reckon. Get him to chat to our man Jay-Z, I reckon.
I reckon Jay-Z can sort him out.
There'd be a servo somewhere that he could call into pre-game. I'm sure Jay-Z can help him out. Memory on the wing. Tackle. Howe has him. Ball jar's free. Underneath the Shane Warne stand. He's sitting off the back of the pack. Eventually Owens. Little left foot ball up to half forward. Marshall couldn't mark. Higgins waits down at ground level. Brings it back inside, but straight into the waning arms of Lipinski.
Puts it to Tom Mitchell at half back.
Just a silly kick that from Higgins. You don't need to do that. Take the ground, get it inside your 50, pull your defence up behind it.
Bobby Hill's trying to take mark of the year on Cal Wilkie. Giving away the free kick.
Mark's up here. Because you just see him sitting under a contest and you know that at the very worst it's going to be halved.
How good a value does he give Cal Wilkie? Kate McCarthy is just incredibly. Firstly, not to miss a game ever. Debuted in round 1, 2019, 111 straight. Darcy Moore's going to launch at it. It's deep in St Kilda's attack. Higgins picks it up. Membry can kick the first in the second quarter. That's 5 in a row, St Kilda. And they've broken this one out to a nice lead, 6-1-37. That's St Kilda 3-1-19. Collingwood, that is all on the Triple M Titanium's Caravan scoreboard. And Ross on the Harvey Norman replay still looks a little unnerved by something. Not sure what it is, Isaac.
No, I'm not sure what it is. Is he played a milestone today?
200.
200, yep. Yeah, which is exciting for him and his family. He was at St Kilda plying his trade through some tough times, and it's great to see him starting to get into a good team. But it was a great finish from Memory there, and you'd love to see the combination of Memory and King get a full season and see them kick over 100 goals together. I think they've got the tools in the kit bag to do it, and if St Kilda can do that, they'll make them a lot more potent.
Just going back to that turnover from Cal Wilkie, that's 5 goals straight now for St Kilda from turnover. Last season, Collingwood only conceded 41 points from turnover on average per game.
Your stats, Kate?
Absolutely.
Nicely done by you, Kate McCarthy.
It's a bit better delivery there, Isaac.
From McDonald's at Ring Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy.
Shots fired here on a Thursday night.
I think she's just put one on your jaw, Isaac.
Yeah, she has.
I think it's a nice win from McCarthy for mine.
Free kick.
15, love. You're playing in dangerous territory there, Kate.
Here's Battle. right near Nat Unides. We'll get downstairs in a moment. King, tailor-made for him. He flew, trying to mark it on his chest and didn't bring it down in the end. Winhager and Dacos collide. Members wing here at the MCG. Dacos handball picked off by Henry, who's got the eyes darting around. He looks lateral, and it's not a bad option to Burns.
That's on 5.
Still in the middle of the MCG, and the Pies have folded back, but Max King's down there, Membry's down there. They're
That's on
a
5.
little patient. They go through Cordy. Chips.
Stand.
Clever kick to Seb Ross. 60 metres out. City end of the G. He's shaping to kick that one on the 45-degree angle. They're looking for a launch from Membry, but Billy Frampton takes a good defensive mark, Kate.
Frampton's had his number. I know he gave away the free kick and that resulted in a goal, but that was poor discipline. But every other one-on-one that's been in that territory, Frampton has had the wood over Max King.
One step closer to the team of the century. Billy Frampton.
Might be the old 2 steps forward, 1 step back for him.
Shot's long. Elliott flew from the back. Had 2 hands on it, didn't mark. Now Bonner at half-back. He's a left-footer. Couldn't get onto that left foot, so gave a handball to Stocker instead, who kicks it long into the middle. Moore had to go. And Higgins with courage stood under it. Takes the mark and plays on. He's got Sinclair driving by. Misses the target altogether. And it's now side bottom in the back half. Flicks a handball to Howe, and now Maynard on defensive 50.
Had a look corridor Maynard, but the side of McCreary was the right target. Mychek thought he was the next link in the chain. Instead, he goes inboard to Markov. Reece McGuinness, the deepest forward. It's with Lipinski now, 70 out. Got some numbers down there. McGuinness is still the deepest forward. It's heading in that direction. He has a good launch.
Contact, St Kilda.
Clear kick. Don't stop his way.
Stand, Brody.
Free kick against Mychek. So an 18-point lead to St Kilda. Riley Bonner at full-back. Cuts back in boards, turned it over badly to Lockie Shields. So we've seen some genuine clangers so far in this game.
Well, if they kick this, it'll be the 4th goal. 2 of them have been gifted to Collingwood from foot skill errors from St Kilda. That was a genuine clanger.
They're not the kicks you need to take when you're 5 metres out from your own goal. Trying to pierce one inside. Just dump it out wide, reset, and play from there. This is just a goal that they didn't need to give up.
Really a beautiful kick, Riley Bonner. He's coughed it up to Lockie Schultz. Second game as a Magpie. Lining up for first goal on Thursday night footy for Lockie Schultz. And he nails it. Really important goal. Breaks a run of 5. The Magpies kick their first of the second term. 4-1 to 6-1. 12-point lead to the Saints on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Triple M Red Z. So combined, all 10 majors have come from turnover. 6 to the Saints and 4 to the Magpies.
Well, that'd be a season high, I'm guessing.
Spot on, Izzy.
What's interesting, that's a disappointing turnover by St Kilda, and players have clangers. No one's immune to them, but you would have loved to have seen St Kilda score off the courage of Jack Higgins going back with the fly, putting himself in front of Darcy Moore, but they just rushed the entry. A little turnover, Collingwood go down the other end and they kick a goal. So that had really knocked the wind out of St Kilda.
Nat Unides, Bob Jane T-Mars.
Got an update on Mason Wood. He has gone to hospital for precautionary reasons, so he's concussed, but hopefully that is the only thing that is the concern for the Saints at the moment.
From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. As Dar said, the Pies on the board after 5 straight to the Saints. And they'll get a free kick at half forward. A bit of holding.
Straight turn left.
Mitch Owens, 4th in last year's best and fairest. One of their bright young talents. Kicks it to the top of the goal square. Kick floating back. Almost dragged it in. There's a whistle going Collingwood's way. Max King is having an almost kind of night. If he starts dragging them in, Collingwood have got big problems.
He'll be full forward of the century.
Had a bit of the Royce Hart about it. That launch from Max King, he's building in confidence. He's attacking the footy. Owens is either taking the mark just inside the line. It wasn't a great kick from Tom Mitchell. Mitch Owens can send Security back inside forward 50. Marshall's in good shape here. He's pushed down. Could have almost been a free kick. Play on's the call. Marshall's a little bit sore. Picking it up, Pendlebury, and Scotty Pendlebury's kicked it out of bounds on the full, is he?
I know we're joking about Max King there, but that has to excite St Kilda fans, the way he's attacking the ball.
Isaac Smith, Kate McCarthy on Triple M Footy. And all of your Seabus Super Special comments covered tonight.
Play on.
12-point lead of the Saints. Stocker kicks long inside 50. Cameron came across with a fist. And Collingwood free kick. It won't be advantage, so it'll have to come back.
Come through, Hosco. Stand there, Tim.
Goal apiece in this second quarter, Kate. What's been better from Collingwood in this second term?
The defence have shored up a little bit and pressure on the footy coming in, so the entries are more long and high and unable to get the ball to ground. It looks more like the start of that first term where they were basically just intercepting everything and feeding it straight back into their forward half.
Contest by McGuinness on the wing. And the goey picks it up, works his way through the contact, and then Myercheck is on the end of it at centre half forward. Collingwood have got players ahead of the footy. One of them, McInnes, who shares into the pocket. And it's marked by Jamie Elliott.
Could have almost been play on there.
Jamie.
He thought about it.
Now, Ryan, hold. Stand, Josh. Ryan.
He's at the punt road end.
1 metre.
Kicked the first of the game inside the opening couple of minutes. He's about 3 steps in from the boundary line. On the left foot. He's through for a minor score. 4-2 of the Pies. The Saints 6-1. 11 minutes gone. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Do you reckon Bonner's going long here?
Just thinking that, Kate. He's taken the fullback kick in and he's done exactly as Kate McCarthy suggested, get it as far away from him as possible after playing across the goal moments ago. Advantage going to be paid here. Great to see Zach Jones out there. Started as the sub, came on for Mason Wood, who's great to hear, as Nat told us that the news is good. He's been taken to hospital for precautionary reasons. Max King has gone with a really strange decision. It was a 50-metre kick, but sideways, and it's been turned over now. Collingwood have got it. Josh Dacos, Shane Warne stands side. Goes short to Jamie Elliott. Saints get their defensive zone going, and he's kicked it into the man on the mark. Costly turnover. They could make them pay, but Higgins has kicked it right up the chimney. You got Jeremy Howe and Darcy Moore down there. Tim Membry, could you kick it any worse to him, Kate?
Absolutely not. That's probably a minute of footy we're never going to get back. That was awful.
Having a look on the Harvey Norman replay. Vision of Mason Wood down in the St Kilda rooms. He's got his arm in a sling as well and the green whistle in his hand, Kate.
That's probably good news from sort of, I guess, the concerns we were originally having with sort of, I guess, obviously still concussion is the concern, but if he's got sort of that collarbone shoulder issue as well, that could explain all the precautions that they were taking as well.
We'll keep you up to date with that as more news comes to hand across the night. It was a shocking incident in the first quarter. And Zach Jones, who's playing as the sub, on for Wood. Lightning handball to Brad Hill next to the centre circle. Kicks to Higgins at half forward. He was out of position. Did well to get a hand on the footy, and then he's tried to claim the mark. Umpire was having none of it. 50 out from the Saints goal. The ball ricochets off a foot. Maynard at half back to Crisp, and now Collingwood get the corridor. Gave it to Pendlebury when he wasn't looking. Mitchell goes underground. Now Crisp back to Pendlebury. A lot of stationary Collingwood targets, and eventually it's Burns for the Saints.
It's going to bounce back to Max King. He had the voice of Bradley Hill.
Holding St Kilda.
Yeah, the umpire mic'd up for us here on Triple M exclusively. Free kick going Max King's way. That's 70 metres out. He's got a lead from Cooper Sharman. Beautifully weighted kick. It was perfect. Sharman's taken the mark. He's right in the right forward pocket underneath the MCC members stand. On a tight angle, his back's hard against the fence. Getting some advice from a few Collingwood fans down there.
Oh, I'm sure that's productive advice as well.
The guy behind him. He's literally 30 centimetres away. Trying to be in Cooper Sharman's kitchen. Cooper kicked it pretty well. But it's just across the face through for a minor score.
Yeah, just from experience, Darcy, it was always worthwhile hearing that advice.
You tend to have a smile on your face, is it? Didn't faze you along the way.
Well, I gave a little bit back, to be honest.
6-2 to 4-2. Saints by 12 points. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
What sort of stuff normally comes over the fence from Collingwood fans?
Oh, I know we're on Triple M, but probably still can't say.
I think it's probably best left there. Mitchell rolls this ball up to half forward. Stocker first back for the Saints and didn't panic. Looks for the short kick to Callum Wilkie. So a 2-goal lead to the Saints. Collingwood led by as much as 13 points early in the first quarter. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer in the luxurious Titanium Caravan. And Burns, risky kick. Sat in the air for a while for Wilson. He made a nice debut last week, but couldn't mark that time. Pendlebury at half forward, looks short, too short in fact for De Goey. Stands up in the tackle because he can't be tackled. Bangs away from 50. Mark got paid, side bottom, picks up the crumbs back to Myercheck, and he misses from 5 metres out. That chance goes begging for the Pies. They trail by 11 points. Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Quick fullback play on to Burns, and they might catch them on the hop here. Membry's pushed up to half-back. The Pies now get their zone organised. Membry's seen a corridor kick he likes, and he finds Wanganeen Miller. We've got some good ground position here. Sideways to Wilkie. Bradley Hill's on the run. He's got a bit of space in front of him. He's normally dangerous ball in hand. He's got some Reef McGuinness pressure to deal with, and the pressure has affected the kick to Darcy Moore. And the Pies are going to get it back. They might slingshot back the other way because McGuinness puts it in front of McCreary. He's got options everywhere all of a sudden. Schultz, big collision coming up. Burns did it nicely. They've got it back the Saints through Windhager.
A steal through the corridor by hand to Zach Jones, who can cut back inside if he wants to. And he does now. Handball misses the target at centre-half forward. Windhager bumped off the footy. Now Marshall tackled as soon as he got it. Boots a ball, but Maynard comes flying in from the side and takes a settling mark for the Pies.
Collingwood are doing so well at cutting off the outlets 50 to 70 metres down the field. That's why Hill was in 3 minds then when he was trying to make a decision.
Also needed someone, though, to come back up at the leg. So all of Collingwood's defenders sort of tracking laterally. If Henry ticks back up at the leg, it gives him a clear option, and a defender has to make a choice.
A long searching pass from Darcy Moore, intended for Schultz on the wing. Scraps cleaned up by Bobby Hill. His little kick forward. Just to no target in particular. Tap back by Stocker. Battle. Handballed it straight up in the air. 60 out from the Pies goal. Quaynor. Lightning handball to Josh Dacos. Crosses the arc and looks for McCreary. He flies no mark. Cox at ground level. Manages to help it forward. McInnes got boots a ball. Turns around and snaps his second. They just kept moving it forward, Collingwood. And eventually got the result they were after. 5-3-33 the Pies. The Saints 6-2-38. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
I'm not sure what Josh Dacos' numbers are, man, but it doesn't look like the F1 event affected him last night, has it?
Well, definitely not. He's a leading ball winner on the ground. 14 disposals, 337 metres gained.
Yeah, what did he do last night?
He went to an F1 GP or whatever we call them launch, and there may have been a few questions.
You're not allowed to do that?
Well, to be honest, I don't care, but there was a few questions thrown around this morning, and people were saying he better play well. Well, guess what? He is.
So you can go to one races but not the other races.
Kate McCarthy, Isaac Smith in good touch here in the back row for the Triple M Seabus Super Specials on a Thursday night, and so too Reece McGuinness. He's kicked a couple. Great to see that young man is a real talent. Get his opportunity to take it. So far, Windhager with the clearance. With Quaynor.
Stand, Cooper.
Very hard matchup. Isaac Quaynor almost never lowers his colours. And the kick's good to Nick Dacos. And the Pies have got some momentum up here. Kick the last two. Schultz has been dangerous. Going to head in the Reef McGuinness direction again. He's got Myercheck down there as well. Reef McGuinness. Oh, be had it spoiled by Myercheck. Mark was almost there. Cordy defensively. He's kicked it straight back to Lipinski, and Lipinski can have a shot. 40 metres out directly in front. Not directly in front, 45-degree angle. A chance for 3 in a row for the Magpies.
What I'm loving about Collingwood at the moment, we talked about it just before, is they're getting up, they're covering off these outlets on the outside. Their defenders are playing in front and on the outside, which is giving them the opportunity to get these turnovers that they were getting in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Kick one in the first term. Paddy Lipinski missed the first 12 weeks of 2023 with a shoulder, went on to be a big part of the Magpies premiership win. Lipinski's got a couple. The Pies strike back with 3 in a row, and they've got the lead back by a point. 6-3 to 6-2. Collingwood fans, they're up and about on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Has every goal still come from a turnover, too, man?
Triple M Red said 11 out of the 12 majors.
11 out of the 12, yeah.
Well, it looks like Collingwood have got this game back on their terms, and as you said, Izzy, their defenders just playing in front at the moment, but nothing would frustrate the forward line coach of St Kilda like that. They're just slow to react. A couple of times it's been a scrappy kick out of the centre, and they've just led their forward to the footy. So St Kilda forwards need to be quicker to react. You can't allow your defender to just have a clear run and jump at the ball when it's come out scrappily and you've won the clearance.
Even that kick from Cordy there trying to leave defence, there's no one to kick to, so just kick it along the ground. Worst case, you get an insufficient attempt and they've got to have a shot from the boundary. Don't rip it back inside.
Nat Unides, Bob Jane teammates.
Just keeping an eye on Brad Hill on the St Kilda bench. He's got his boot off and he's getting some treatment on his Achilles, so I'll keep you posted.
From McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Mason Cox was tackled without the ball. Collingwood take the advantage. Josh Dacos continues to accumulate as he kicks long, and Wilkie playing in front of McInnes that time. Wins a free kick, so 3 in a row for the Pies. After 5 in a row for the Saints, this game continues to change momentum. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
So what you'll see here from the Saints, you just want to see them try and get some of this momentum back. So control the footy. If they can get it up over halfway, keep a hold of it so it can't just slingshot back down the other end.
Brave kick from Wanganeen Miller, and it's opened up a pathway, but Billy Frampton playing out of his skin, Billy.
Oh, man.
He's done well there. The kick from Nick Dacos had Zane Cordy intercepted. Here's Wilkie. 3:34 remaining in the first half as Riley Bonner, again, a bit of a wayward kick from him. Going to be ricocheted back for the Pies. Mycheck underground handball. McInnes has got a couple for the Pies. Flicks it to side bottom to Nick Dacos. So good with his decision making. Goes back to Reef McInnes. He's got Maynard alongside of him right in front of the Collingwood interchange race. Wanganeen Miller has gone for a hanger in defence. He's opened the door for Bobby Hill. Puts it across the face of goal. Josh Dacos, the second game of Darcy Wilson's done really well. Stood up under pressure, and the Saints are going to save a goal here under some enormous pressure.
He did fantastically well. Didn't panic. And Filippo pumps the ball to the wing. Owens gathers, got one high. Umpire said play on. Handball to no one in particular. Picked up by Darcy Moore. And now Markov, 70 out from goal to Josh Dacos. Inside 50, low and flat for Darcy Cameron. Perfect kick. He marks 25 out directly in front to make it 4 in a row for the Pies.
It's a little bit disappointing there. St Kilda had the ability to use the numbers exiting their D50, and they chose to go for a long kick, and it nearly connected with Owen, but but it just use your numbers. Collingwood are looking to get their defenders separated from their forwards, and they're just giving it back to them too easily at the moment.
For his 4th goal of the season, has made a good start to 2024. He kicks it. Pies are in good touch. They're 7-3-45. Saints 6-2-38. 23 minutes gone. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Yeah, it's their ball use at the moment that's really costing them, and just that lack of composure. I said it before on the play. They had control of the footy and then took one risky kick that came off and then put the next person under so much pressure. It was a 3-on-1. As soon as it went into the air, ball came to the ground and Collingwood outnumbered them all around the ground. They had another opportunity to exit, and as you said, Isaac just brought it straight back into their forward 50, and they just need to be far more composed, and if nothing's on, wait for numbers to get in front of the ball, kick it long and high, and represent at the contest.
Voice of Kate McCarthy. You got Isaac Smith, the Triple M Seabar Super special comments. Seabar Super making hard work pay off since 1984. They had 5 goals in a row for the Saints. And the reply has been 4 in a row for the Magpies to give them a 7-point lead. Closing in on half time. Scotty Pendlebury called to play on. He's got a running receipt. Billy Frampton. He has been inspired by Isaac Smith. Words got down. Someone's told him he is Steve Silvani. As Darcy Cameron misses to the near side, but all of a sudden, Ross Lyon wants a timeout. It's all going Collingwood's way. They lead it by 8 points. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
You reckon Brenton Speed's still in the Blue Mountains?
Play on.
In his Titanium Caravan. He said 40 years, didn't he? So he's just waiting for it to come. Owen's dragged down. Should get a free kick on the wing. He's going to have to come back. So a minute 26
Outside
before
5,
half-time.
Outside
What
5.
would be concerning Ross Lyon most at half-time?
I just think the way they're exiting their D50, and we see there they get a free kick and they kick it to an advantage to Collingwood. Look where your numbers are. Work, find some space, get some uncontested marks and control a little bit of the footy. It just feels like they're giving it back to Collingwood too easy at the moment.
Saw it on the Harvey Norman replay. Save up to 23% on Samsung 2023 TVs. Hurry, only while stocks last in-store and online at Harvey Norman.
Pendlebury right in front of the Triple M commentary position here. Members wing side. Gains about 35, 40 metres to half forward for Collingwood.
Mason, run!
Craig McCurry coaching
Give them many
as
guys.
he always does at ground level. The play's not far from him, so he's getting a few messages out. Minute and 5 until half time. Fought back nicely here in the second term. Collingwood side bottom. Nicely done to Nick Dacos. It was a clever kick, but it was dropped by Crisp. He slides back in. He's got to get it out of there. Pendlebury dives on top. And then it'll be thrown up. Still at half forward for Collingwood.
Mason, Rowan.
He led it by 8 points.
Thanks,
How many players do you reckon would try that kick, Kate?
You would.
How many others?
Live and die by the sword.
And Pendlebury tackled right near us. Triple M commentary box.
It's got it's got a few people, that sword. It's a sharp one.
And when it chops hard, doesn't it? A slap forward by Mason Cox at halfback for the Saints. Sinclair back into the team tonight. A handball to Steele, and now Seb Ross in game number 200 kicks on his right boot along the line. Henry's been proactive but runs out of space, and it'll be thrown in with 26 seconds remaining in the half. It's an 8-point lead to the Pies. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Bit of royalty on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay screen. Mark Webber, who's Formula One legend, manages Oscar Piastri, if you're an F1 fan. And Hollywood A-list Eric Banner, who is a fanatical Saints fan. He loves it. He's here as he often is every time he's in town. Saints go forward, playing a drop one. Rare to see that happen. Henry's a dangerous player. He can't quite get a handle on it. And Darcy Moore to Pendlebury, who's had a pretty strong second term. Combined two-man as we get to the halftime siren. Scotty Pendlebury.
Spot on 9 touches, 13 for the game.
That is the halftime siren. Collingwood 7-4-46. Lead the Saints 6-2-38. You got Isaac Smith, Kate McCarthy. We've got Jack Everin doing a great job. Nat Yannidi's going to walk you through halftime. There's some big stories. We'll give you an update on Mason Wood, who's been taken off the ground in a stretcher, and that'll give you all the latest on that. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, the Magpies are leading it by 8 points at half-time. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter, the Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. 3.5 minutes until Triple M ranks footy. Minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
2.5 minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
Seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
minute until
Triple M rocks footy.
.30 seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Specsavers. Book an appointment with an audiology professional at specsavers.com.au/hearing. T's and C's apply.
The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M rocks footy, and this is the halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Book an appointment with an audiology professional at specsavers.com.au/hearing. T's and C's apply. Need to do that myself. Nat's starting to hold the form guide a little too far away from me at the moment. Halftime lead to the Magpies by 8 points. It's 7-4, 46 Collingwood, 6-2, 38 St Kilda. On the back of 4 goals in a row to Collingwood in that second term to finish off the quarter, with the Saints having a 5-goal run prior to that. So Collingwood hit back in good form. We've got Kate McCarthy here. The two-man's going to give you some of the stats that count. But we're going to start with you, Nat, because we had a really nasty injury for Mason Wood. What's the latest?
Yeah, so there's a bit of concern around Mason Wood. He has been sent to hospital. Now, the Saints say that it is precautionary. He is definitely concussed, but we saw him on the scoreboard. We saw him on the screens with his arm in a sling. So there is also a concern there. Still waiting to see exactly what the update is from the Saints. At the moment, they're saying it's precautionary, but hopefully we'll find out more as the day goes on. From a St Kilda perspective, Zane Cordy also had a concussion test during that first half. He was cleared. He's back out there. And Brad Hill had a whole lot of work done on his Achilles. So we'll be keeping a close eye on him in the second half. At the moment, clean bill of health for the Pies. But the main one is Mason Wood. So obviously we're wishing him the best and hoping that it is a good outcome.
Yeah, long pause in the game. They spent a lot of time, Kate, didn't they, the medical staff, and really getting the neck brace on Mason Wood. And we had a good look at the Triple M Harvey Norman replay screen. Looked like a bit of friendly flyer in the mid-air, and then he's landed awkwardly on his neck, Mason Wood. It was nasty, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit of a double blow. We obviously know I guess a lot of the time it's that contact with the ground, but he had the initial collision with Cordy and then sort of again collected his head on the ground. So good news that it's precautionary that they're sending him to hospital, and let's just hope that ticks off all the boxes there and is able to make a really good recovery as quick as he can.
On the back of that long break when they got Mason Wood onto the mechanical stretcher and got him off the ground, the Saints came out, kicked the next 5 goals, Kate, and were really on fire. Collingwood hit back to get the lead at half-time. What have you made of the first half?
Yeah, I think when either team gets the game on their terms, they're looking really dangerous. We saw St Kilda with those 5 goals post that break, but then after quarter time in the second quarter, just couldn't get any real fluency with their ball movement in their front half. So Collingwood defenders are really happy to take that attacking front position, but at the moment, St Kilda forwards are letting them have it. Any hack kick that comes out, Collingwood defenders are just intercepting and rebounding straight inside forward 50 and kicking goals. I know at one point every single goal had come from turnover. Two-Man will update us on that soon, but I think a lot of them have come from turnover for the Pies purely because of that attacking position that they're taking.
Yeah, spot on, Kate. Combined 12 out of the 13 goals tonight have come from turnover, but you look at Collingwood, all 7 majors have resulted from St Kilda turnovers. In fact, 45 out of their 46 points have come from turnover, which is unheard of.
A few more of the Triple M Red Z lenders, Chu. Half-time, what's caught your eye?
Yeah, and speaking of turnovers, look at the front half intercepts. Collingwood 17, St Kilda only 9. The intercept marks 15 already for Collingwood in a half to St Kilda's 5. The AFL average is 16 for an entire game. Yeah, that's unheard of. And Craig McRae would also be pleased with their goal-scoring efficiency. They've been down the first 2 rounds in, only going at 20%, which is 3 below the league average. Tonight, they're going at 32. And just some leading ball winners, Dars. Josh Dacos, 16 touches already in the half. He had 16 for the entire game last week. Pendlebury, as you said, busy in that second quarter with 9, 13 for the game. Lipinski, 11 disposals and a couple of goals. And young McInnes, 8 possessions and 2 majors. And for the Saints, Wanganeen Miller with 17. Ryan Marshall's had 14 and 6 clearances, but quieter in that second quarter, just 4 disposals and the 1 clearance. And Wilkie is at 13 and 5 intercepts, still also with 13.
Collingwood with an 8-point lead over St Kilda here at half-time. We'd like to have a look at the Amy Clangers. Clangers happen. Lucky you're with Amy. Have a listen to this one.
I don't know, Two-Man, what Billy Frampton's numbers are, but he's looking like Stephen Silvani at the moment.
6 disposals and 5 intercepts for Frampton. His PB's 26, so he's on target to eclipse his PB.
Hey, there's Team of the Century stuff out there.
Footy sits for King, gathers 40 out, turns on the left and snaps. And that'll be a free kick. Frampton absolutely barrels through Higgins, wasn't looking at the footy.
Not sure Sauce ever did that. Nice clanger from Isaac Smith, who's gone hard early in the first half here. He's in good touch. You're going to hear more from Izzy, more from Kate McCarthy. You got the two-man Nat Yanides, Jack Everin calling this one in great style. Going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to pay tribute to one of the all-time greats of Triple M football, our great friend at Spuds Match, Danny Frawley. This will make you laugh. He always did make us laugh, and we celebrate Spud tonight for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for Specsavers. Book an appointment with an audiology professional at specsavers.com.au/hearing. T's and C's apply.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Right now, across our state, Victoria Police are on our roads enforcing safe driving behaviours. And just because you can't see police doesn't mean police can't see you.
So, if you choose to speed, drink drive, drive with illicit drugs in your system, use your phone illegally while driving, or drive without a fastened seatbelt, chances are you will be caught. Anywhere, anytime, anyone. Please, drive safely. A message from the TAC.
3.5 minutes until Triple M ranks footy. Three minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
Two and a half minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
One minute until
Triple M rocks footy.
seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade has the backs of tradies now more than ever. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
Half time at the MCG. Collingwood 7-4-46 leading St Kilda 6-2-38. Reef McInnes has kicked a couple for the Pies, all single goal kickers for the Saints except for Jack Higgins, who did kick two in the opening quarter. It is a very, very special night. It is Spud's match, the fourth edition of that. And here is a reminder of the great man, the legacy that he leaves, footy as a whole, and why we are here tonight.
Where do you start on Spud? Where do you start on a bloke who was just a life force, an incredible presence? But the thing I always say to people is, despite, put everything else aside of what an unbelievable person Spud was, and an incredible family man, and all of the amazing things that everyone will talk about, what he was is the most incredibly entertaining broadcaster.
Yeah. These have been living the AM stations for a long time, and what it does, it gets into the AM stations and starts to quiver, the glass eye, because if the glass eye falls asleep, it never comes back, Rosie, and that's why it's in the Triple M. When we are flat, it starts to knock itself on the desk like this. Right? It says, wake up, boys, wake up.
The stuff he did on air, Damo, it was just electric. It was liquid gold. He brought the head wobble into and clubbed you and I over the head with that. I think you and I won the Golden Trumpet, 8 straight years.
I think we won it twice there.
Yes, it pains me to say this, but there's been too much self-assessment and self-adulation at this crucial stage of the year at Triple M. Calling himself Damo in his new car and all, collar up, mirror sunglasses, designer clothes, was seen in the Sydney airport like a fox terrier on heat, rubbing up and down Izzy's leg. Izzy said, what's going on here? What's his AFL football all about? Someone get this bloke off me leg.
And he was that primed up, wasn't he, when he felt he was onto something good. And if he heard a giggle along the way, it would sort of motivate him to go a little harder and a little longer. And he was just that man. And then he'd take 3 segments to settle down.
Well, JB, your new name is Tickets. You've got a bigger scrap than Mick Jagger at the moment. It is just unbelievable. You're more worried about getting first class on your flight over there. Well, if you're the ultimate double agent, mate. I saw it last night for the first time. Now, sure, when I throw this explanation, you hit with that stat, and I'll really round up what I'm saying. And this production meeting for the listeners at home goes on for 5 minutes, and just before they go on air now, Chua, get it right. It's all about me.
He just loved the fact that as part of leading teams, you had to sit someone out in the middle, and you had to give them very direct feedback, good and bad, as to what you liked about them, but mainly what you thought they could improve on.
Purple, you like my rusty rifle on the farm. You just can't fire at the moment. People have had a gutful. Travis Clayton is out of contract. 300 billion Chinese don't give a stuff. They know he's out of contract. Bring something else to the table. Got an update for you. Go ahead, JB. Travis Clayton out of contract.
He had so many incredible on-air moments, Spud.
Hearing him talk, you can see it encapsulates him to me and the boys perfectly. It's his excitement, it's his want of taking the piss out of everyone and laughing.
And yourself. And I think during that period, Gary, the Triple M period and his Channel 9 days, I think that was the period in his life in which he was most happy.
And I think bounced with Chief in the last few years as well. So, Jesus. It just when I listen to his voice, it is so familiar. It's like he's going to walk through the door
how can
in
that
a
be
second,
gone?
and he's going to go, "What are you flip-flops doing?"
The emotional rawness that Danny always had, it was on show regularly, wasn't it? He just wanted all of us to laugh with him, at him. It doesn't matter how the laugh came, he just wanted it to come.
He was the middleman. He was the conduit for everything that was funny, everything that was good, everything that was entertaining. He was the man that was sort of right in the middle of it, made it all happen, made it work.
He was the glue, wasn't he?
Rip up straight shooter.
That formed us all.
A big black art line underneath. What an extraordinary human being we had the great pleasure of knowing.
We were lucky. We were lucky to have been with him through that, and those memories we'll always have forever and a day, and we will never forget him.
And when you think about him, you smile. I do.
That's what I do.
And you can't stop that, can you? Because he was a genuine beauty.
And you listen to that and you smile, and it makes you think about what an incredible human being he was. And there's a game in his honour tonight, Kate, and somewhere he'll be watching on and he'll be very proud.
Absolutely, and so he should be, and so should his family be, and the St Kilda Football Club as well, for the way that they've been able to honour his legacy. The team at Triple M too, the great job that they do. I just love hearing the stories about Spud. Fantastic round, or fantastic game that this is, and I think both teams sort of doing a fantastic job here this evening honouring him.
Third quarter not too far away for Triple M, of course, and Beacon Trade. Tradies, while you're getting behind the footy, the team at Beacon Trade's getting behind you with exclusive trade pricing on lighting, electrical, and Australia's largest range of fans for the Aussie home. You can partner up with a team that always has your back at beacontrade.com.au. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Magpies enjoy an 8-point lead as we get the second half underway here at the Triple MCG on a Thursday night. Marshall gets it down to Windhager. Windhager's handball missed the target. Seb Ross was piled into by Pendlebury, but there was no prior opportunity.
Go on, Darcy.
To be thrown up into the umpire. Just sorting out the big ruckman, Darcy Cameron and Rowan Marshall, and it's still directly in the centre. Beautifully done. Henry to Brad Hill, wanting Max King, but Billy Frampton again is just played the game of his life, Isaac. You're all over it.
Oh, I'm telling you. It's, I'm not sure, Stephen Silvani, Jess Southby, I'm not sure which one we're going with.
David Dench, Matthew Scarlett, you name them. That kick was long up the line, and Josh Battle takes a good mark in the pack. 13 marks last year when the two teams played in gather round. That's a shallow entry inside 50. King diving down. Marks it on the second attempt.
That's where you can try to
47 metres out from goal with the punt road in.
As we said earlier, Jack, 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
It's also amazing what happens when, as a forward, you're in front of your defender.
I love that St Kilda are moving Liam Henry and using him as an inside mid. His ability with his hands and then to get from inside to outside creates a lot of confusion. But I saw Geelong last week and now Collingwood this week. He can add a different dimension to that midfield.
Kicked a goal in the first quarter, which was the first of 5 in a row for the Saints when they really got a run on. This one from right on 50, unloads. He's second of the night, and the Saints get the all-important first of the third quarter. They're 7-244, Collingwood 7-446. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, well, they've just been a little bit slow to react at times, St Kilda's forward line, which has brought players like Billy Frampton, Isaac Quaynor, who are reading the ball a lot quicker into the game. And that time, all he did was own the front space. And because it dropped short coming out of the contest, he was there, he took the mark and went back and kicked the goal. And that's something that's been a little bit of a question mark over him throughout his career, is that ability to go back and kick the goal when he really needs to. That was a great finish there.
Kate McCarthy, Isaac Smith, Triple M Seabus Super Specials. Nice start to the Saints. Max King with his second. It's a 2-point ball game. Pies got their noses in front. Cameron trying to guide it down in the path of Mitchell. Rocky Schultz picks it up to Goey. Used to steamroll his way through centre forward. The Saints back there with Ross. His toe poker is okay. Got to Cal Wilkie. Sinclair flicks it to Burns. Now Wanganay Miller ran hard from half back. Shane Warne stands side of the G. Henry's been really good. Takes a nice mark. 2 kicks from home still. Back inside forward 50. Owens from the side. Membry. Nice build-up, St Kilda.
Beautiful build-up, and Henry on the wing there is going back with the flight. He takes the mark, a contested mark. He's playing inside. He's doing everything for St Kilda tonight, but I love the composure of Sinclair. He was able to smother the ball from DeCoe. He got out of the way pretty quickly once he smothered it when he saw DeCoe coming at him, but then a nice, clean pair of hands, sent it out to centre wing, down to Henry. Henry, beautiful kick inside to Membry, and he's lining up about 40 out.
Chance for his second goal of the night, Tim Membry. Had some severe injury challenges at the start of last year, but he's fit, he's strong, and he's kicking accurately. He's got a couple, and the Saints get back-to-back goals. They're 2 big forwards, Max King and Tim Membry. Give them the lead back, 8-2-50 St Kilda, 7-4-46 Collingwood. And that is all on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Said it a lot, obviously, already tonight, but this football club is a better team when these two are playing in the same game. They've both had their injury worries, as you touched on there, Das, but when they're both firing, just their ability to work in tandem, they know where each other are on the field and they can really work to that position accordingly, and they never really go for the same ball. They're never at the same contest, and it's harder to defend when you've got 2 forwards that can really run and jump at the footy like you've got Membry and King when they're both firing.
The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks footy. First 2 of the third quarter go the way of the Saints, and they've thrown the challenge back at Collingwood, who finished that half in pretty strong style. All St Kilda to start the third. Side bottom trying to work his way through a tackle. Battle. Hangs on. Members wing here at the MCG.
Thanks, Steele.
That was a brilliant tackle by Battle there. If Sidebottom's able to flick that ball out to Macquarie, Collingwood will run in and score, and he was able to lock it in and cause a stoppage.
Isaac Smith and Kate McCarthy, Triple M Seabus Super special comments.
I think that's been high for about 150
Stand
years.
there, Darcy.
And probably will be for another 150. We won't be here to see it.
Back round. Side back on. Stand.
Free kick to Rowan Marshall.
Free kick count won't make the Collingwood fans happy. 21-8.
Marshall goes all the way back inside defensive 50. Has Wilkie, but the switch is on.
Wanganay Miller pops it out into the path of Burns. Transferred it from one side of the MCG to the other. This is going Shane Warne stand side now. And
move it on. Play on.
I'd bring it back here if I was St Kilda.
Yep.
And Burns going the long one down the line, and Darcy Cameron, good contested mark on his direct opponent, Marshall. He's an underrated player, Darcy Cameron. He's a really solid competitor every week.
Move it on. Play on.
And he's working hard now to try and take another mark on his direct opponent. Big pack formed. It's punched back from the St Kilda defence. Windhager took on Howe and got through the tackle. Here's Wanganay Miller. Puts the jet-propelled turbos on, and he gets some ground to Membry. Max King out the back. Got the mismatch with Quaynor. The kick's going to full short, and Sidebottom got back, but he put it into the Jack Higgins bar, who's got 3 goals, Jack. He couldn't believe his luck. Eyes lit up. And he's doing a lap of honour, Jack, on the way off. Nice work from Jack Higgins, and the Saints have got 3 in a row, out by 10 points, early stages third term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
That was bizarre. Tim Berry took the mark 60 metres out. He had King one-on-one v Quainer in the forward 50 and just couldn't get it to it quick enough. Missed the kick. That Sidebottom comes in from the help side to spoil the ball, spoils it straight to Jack Higgins, 10 metres out, kicks a goal. So, yeah, it was a bit of a comedy of errors there, but St Kilda got a goal, and they're up by 10 points, and we've got a game.
There's been a few passages like that tonight where there've just been skill errors after skill errors and has ended in a goal or ended in a real comedy of errors, and someone's just popped up and kicked one.
Wanganeen Miller, since the start of last season, averaging 24 touches, 450 metres gained. Tonight, 20 disposals, 360 metres gained.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Super start to the third quarter from the Saints, and they win another clearance as Windhager drives to half forward. That'll be paid a mark.
Ball up.
There's a mark.
Ball up.
Thanks, boys.
Rocks. Paid a mark. They're only saying he wants to ball it up and then play on, so...
No, we all make mistakes.
I think he throws it up quickly to hide his mistake. 60 out from goal. Zach Jones couldn't gather. Nick Dacos goes to ground. Burns has him. Dives on the foot. He is penalised.
Good care shown from Ryan Burns there. You often see the player cop that one high. Took a lot of care and then just wrapped him up.
We'll get third quarter numbers in a moment, man. Saints with another inside 50. Low and flat from Burns. King gave a push. Couldn't mark. Henry went driving by. He was dispossessed. And now Chris handballs into the pocket. Josh Dacos looked for a little 1-2 off his brother. Now gets it back, but hasn't got a lot of space to work with until he tucks it under the arm. Now he's got some space.
Brilliantly played, Josh Dacos. They are under some serious pressure, and the Pies get it to half forward, but kick, ill-directed battle back there, and he was able to clean that up with ease. Oh, dangerous little kick. Showed a bit of it to Reef McGuinness, but Bradley Hill has the skills to take it. And Wilkie, transfer direction play. The Saints really jumped out of the blocks in this second half. An impressive second game. Darcy Wilson's got it. Kick 2 on debut last week.
Stand.
Short one finds Rowan Marshall. A 5.52 2K. Darcy Wilson. Isaac, you got that covered?
Yep.
It's a great level of arrogance, isn't it?
Of course he does.
I loved it.
Dropped a 239 1K the other day, does.
In retirement.
Yeah, just for a bit of fun.
The war's over, mate.
Along the river.
The war's over. Half forward, ball up. The Saints dominating at the moment. So for fun, you've gone and run a 239 1K, mate. You need to get out more.
Have you got Strava? Because I want to check that.
Yeah, 1 second, Garmin.
Kate's calling BS on that.
Yeah, she is. Isaac, of course, had it covered because he does. And Darcy Cameron at half-back, kept it in front of him, and Josh Dacos just continues to build. What are his numbers, man? Josh Dacos?
Josh Dacos, 18 touches.
And that's a good one, too, to Elliott at half-forward. He was almost through. Stockett has the tackle and a push in the back. Which might not be the worst result because it'll slow Collingwood down. Harvey Norman replay here, Kate.
Yeah, he just landed straight in his back. I think Elliott, obviously the clever small forward that he is, just made sure he did land in his back, but more a little bit for it. Looks like he's got a bit of a sore arm there, but definitely was there for the free kick.
Just test his range here, Jamie Elliott.
Play on!
So he decides to play on instead. Send it to the hot spot, all St Kilda. Not the fall, and that's an easy mark for Mitch Owens.
Just got the miscommunication there, the Pies. Owens hangs it in the air a little bit, side-bottomed it well. Upset the Sinclair marking attempt. Bobby Hill, clever kick around the corner to Lipinski, who's been dangerous with ball in hand. Paddy Lipinski, this will be goal number 3. He's lining up forward. Might be just on his range. 51-metre attempt.
Team hold.
It's a bit top of the square, I think.
Kate's all over it. This time Mason Cox is as well, who's edged off the footy by Cordy. Elliott guided it down to Bobby Hill, side bottom, tries to snap it around the corner, but has not made the distance. Kate has taken Mark on the last line of defence for St Kilda.
Just won't be getting many C-Bus supers from Isaac at the moment. He's just scrolling Strava just to make sure that everyone does know he definitely did the time. Not that I don't believe you anyway, but I'm glad that you're going to the effort to prove it.
Well, I'm struggling to find it.
Oh.
Does that mean it didn't happen?
Yes.
Didn't give us a time for 2K, Jack. He just said, yes, I'm better.
No, we did the 2.2.
Battle looks out wide for memory. I just sense him getting a bit nervous back there for a second.
No point getting nervous.
Zach Jones playing as the sub tonight into the game for Mason Wood was dealt with after he handballed. Now Darcy Wilson pumps it long. King on his own marks. Great transfer of the footy. And Max King will line up for his third. 35 out, 45-degree angle.
You just love, you can tell when they get the ball going the way that they want to. So mark, handball release, get the runners going. There was numbers out everywhere. Could have gone to Henry, could have gone to Higgins, ended up going to King. Should go back and finish.
He kicked 2 goals last week, but tonight he looks like the most dangerous forward on the ground. He finishes. 4 in a row to the Saints. They're making a big move in this third quarter. 10-2-62. Collingwood 7-4-46. 12 minutes gone. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Big numbers in this one, the uncontested marks. We saw last week Collingwood give away a lot of uncontested marks in that game to the Swans. At the moment in the third term, 15 uncontested marks to St Kilda, just the 4 to Collingwood. So pressure's up from the Saints. Collingwood not able to really run and gun with them and take over that overlap handball.
And St Kilda 7 entries inside 50 this quarter, but they've nailed 4 goals straight. Pies just the 2 entries, and their pressure rating going at 206 in the first half, only 175.
Genuine game of momentum this one. The Saints 5 unanswered goals halfway through the first term into the second. Collingwood then matched that with 4 of their own, and now 4 in a row again for St Kilda to lead this game with a pretty comfortable margin at the moment, out to 16 points. Crucial time for Collingwood. Desperate to kick the next goal. Marshall, though, flicks the handball out to Seb Ross in game 200 to battle. Zach Jones started as a sub. He's worked his way into this contest. The free kick has been picked out. Isaac Plater comes up with it at half back.
Yeah, sorry, guys. I'm going to have to give up. The best I've found is a 252, but I'll come back to you next week.
Just a 252, Isaac.
Tell you what, whatever number you're reading out, I'm not going for a run with you, that's for sure.
Sure, I could even ride my bike.
Just any chance to pump himself up. Couldn't help but notice that.
Rabs wasn't hitting that on the electric scooter that he got here over from the studio.
Rabs actually told me to put the phone down to get back to work.
Rabs, he was a bit short of breath when he got on. The scooter sort of conked out halfway through. Good mark by Cox and plays on quickly to Myercheck at half forward. A little push in the back from Wilkie.
Straight back. I'll switch. Sam.
Collingwood free kick. 60 metres out from goal. They trail by 16 points. With St Kilda kicking all 4 goals in quarter number 3. Myercheck into the pocket. Elliott stood under it. No mark. And McCreary taken to the boundary line and over. 15 minutes gone.
Mason,
10-2 plays 7-4. Triple M
Mason and Ryan.
Beacon Trade scoreboard, and Beacon Trade has the backs of tradies now more than ever. Beacon Trade, let's make light
Blood
work.
rule, St Kilda. Throw it in again. Thanks, Rowan. Marshall.
Well, Marshall
St Kilda, Rowan,
has got a little bit of claret coming out of his left eye, and so he's told to go and get that cleaned up.
Marshall, it's you. You can play. You need to go up. Please run off.
We're just ambling his way off the ground. Ryan Marshall not happy about that. Obviously, the Pies are in their forward 50 with a boundary thrown, and they are desperate for the next goal in this game.
They want to make the most of this throw-in as well, with obviously Marshall going off, not the first choice ruckman. You can see them all huddling, getting a plan together to get someone on the move at this stoppage and try and get away with it with 6 points.
And it is the mismatch, Kate, as you point out. Mitch Owens comes on, and Mason Cox has got about 1.5 foot the height advantage.
Kilda ruck. Mitch, you're up. Yep, let's go.
So
St Kilda have got 2 set up behind this stoppage.
can the Pies manufacture something here? Big Maso guided down to Pendlebury, and he faked a little handball. The set play was on, but the Saints, they love to park the bus back in defence. We know they've got numbers everywhere, and Mitch Owens, who at ground level is going to have the advantage. Puts it out in front of the second gamer, Wilson. Lipinski guides it over for a boundary throw. And still inside forward 50. Bob Jane team, let's get down to Nat.
Yeah, they're just patching up Rowan Marshall, so hopefully he'll be out there very, very shortly. It's just getting some tissue stuffed off his nostrils at the moment.
Lovely. Bob Jane team arts have a great buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback deals. 60 metres out from Collingwood's goal. Quick kick forward by Zach Jones. Quaynor bumped off the ball. Good contest by Filippo.
We saw the St Kilda forward a little bit tighter on Quaynor there. In the first half, he was first to the ball and setting up Collingwood's attack. A lot better set up there from St Kilda.
Tapped out from Cox, Filipinski, left foot ball, wobbles inside Collingwood's forward 50. Elliott snuck out the back. You know what happens next. All sorts of time and space. And Elliott kicks his second. Much needed goal for the Pies, and they cut it back to 10 points the difference. 10-2 plays, 8-4, 17 minutes gone. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, first rule of defence, if you come off your opponent, you must impact the contest. St Kilda defender then peeled off, tried to impact. The ball just bounced all around him. It was actually Cal Wilkie. Came off Elliott, missed the footy, and then Elliott, just easy as you like it bounced out the back and he finished off with a goal.
I really liked what Collingwood did there. They identified that Marshall had to go off with the Blad rule. St Kilda is sitting 2 behind the stoppage, and a couple of hits there from stoppages went Collingwood's defensive side, but it gave them the extra number and allowed them to use the ball. And first time it didn't work when it was deep inside 50, but second time it did when it was outside 50, and they got a bit of space, and Elliott kicks the goal.
Very handy goal for Collingwood. Run of 4. It broke for St Kilda. Mitch Owens has taken clean possession of the ruck against Mason Cox. Sends the Saints forward beautifully. Time front and centre from Henry. Puts it over the top to Membry. They're going to get the quick one back here. Membry's miscued and kicked it across through for a minor score. St Kilda 10-3, 63. Collingwood 8-4, 52. That's on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
2-man, low numbers for the quarter. What are we looking at?
So he's looking at the Magpies mids here. Nick Day cost us 1, Pendlebury 2, side bottom, and DeGoey 1 each as well.
And 2-man with all the Red Z lenders. Loans for the self-employed. REDZED.com. It's been hard to follow Collingwood, Kate. There's been some patches where they've looked unstoppable, and then patches like they're having right now.
I feel like it's been more what St Kilda have allowed them to do. When St Kilda have allowed them to play that intercept game, play in front, get it off the half-back line and go, they've looked great. But when St Kilda haven't given them that, they haven't really had a second option to go to.
Play on.
Cox with a free kick on the wing, kicks to the tip of 50. Marchek was taken out.
Push in the back, Brody Marchek.
And should get a free kick and does.
Brody Marchek. Push in the back.
It's up a little bit sore. The man on the mark is right on the 50-metre line.
That's it. Switch, Mike.
As he waits and waits and waits. And he fancies his chances from this distance. Hit 3 goals in opening round against GWS. Only the behind last week. Gives it every chance. It'll get towards the line. It's not over yet. And now it is helped through.
All clear.
For a rush behind. 10 points the difference once more.
Play on.
20 minutes gone. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Sinclair shares it with Wanganeen Miller. They're coming out of defence from CC Members' side. And big Billy Frampton.
Stand.
Remarkable game he's playing. Premiership player in 2023. He's back into the side, Billy, and he's putting his hand up tonight. The kick has been marked back there, though, by Josh Battle. But a kick going on here at the moment. We've seen some intercept marks for both sides in defence regularly in this match. They go out wide. The speed of Darcy Wilson, impressive. Charged away from Reef McGuinness. Sharman drops a mark on the wing. Maynard keeps it in to Howe. And now Darcy Moore goes long. Wanganeen Miller in the box seat. He takes a little bit of a hanger on Bobby Hill at half-back.
And then aggressive with his kicking board too. He's got all the makings of being a total star, Wanganeen Miller.
He was brilliant last week as well.
25 disposals. What are his numbers tonight, Shoeman?
Yeah, 22 touches, 88% by foot.
Saints up to the wing. On the wrap around Riley Bonner. Drives as far as he possibly can. Henry almost marked. He thought he was through and away, but St Kilda are looking dangerous every time they go inside 50, and Sharman snatched it out of Henry's hands.
You're talking about Wingbury Miller. That kick that he pulled off inside there, there's a handful of players in the competition that would take that, and then you see the result of it. St Kilda having a kick 30 metres out.
And those kicks, he takes them week by week. Week after week, we saw him do it last season, and he's just got even more confidence to do it this season.
Career set shots, 27-7. Make that 27-8.
Interesting stat, just to back you up, Kate, is that Quainer has been very, very quiet this quarter, and St Kilda have tightened up on those high half backs that were generating so much attack for Collingwood early in the first half.
Darcy Moore taking the fullback kick in G's on this occasion. He goes long to Mason Cox, and the big American clunks a nice contested mark, and the Lipinski kick beautifully smothered by Bradley Hill right in front of Nat Yannidis down there for Bob Jane teammates, and that desperation play has been impressive for St Kilda. Chris Fagan looking on the Harvey Norman replay. Is he interested on looker?
Yeah, he's obviously flying down. When did Brisbane play? Saturday?
They got the bye this week.
Oh, they got the bye.
But they got Collingwood next Thursday. So having a good look at the opposition. The Easter Thursday clash at the Gabba. Mitchell at half-back. Interesting handball.
That was a try, I think.
Umpire said play on, and Sebros hoists a high ball to the top of 50. Josh Dacos waits down and handballs back into the corridor. Pendlebury had to make a good decision and does, and a long sweeping handball from Crisp, an able side bottom. As he looks to the outer side wing, his kick's not a great one, and Wilkie will lead Myercheck to the footy and mark.
Just great positioning from Cal Wilkie. He puts himself in a spot that makes it hard for the kicker, and such a intelligent footballer, Cal Wilkie. Saints have been free kick, still side bottom, has taken Mitch Owen's head off, and the young Saint will be able to shoot from about 45 metres. There's a little bit of animosity out there on the back of it, but Mitch Owens, pretty obvious free kick that one. He's gone short. Found the second game of Darcy Wilson, who's on a more acute angle, but saw last week he's capable of kicking a goal.
I'm not sure this is an easier kick though, Darcy.
It sounds like a strange decision, doesn't it? Faith in the young man. Pick 18 in last year's draft. St Kilda's first pick from the Murray Bush Rangers. His dad's the talent manager down there. Runs a nice 2K'er. Good-looking athlete. Got some composure. Good strike. It gave it a good look and then faded late. So the Saints go to 10-5, 65. Collingwood 8-5, 53 with just over 3.5 minutes until three-quarter time on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Tradies, while you're getting behind the footy, the team at Beacon Trade's getting behind you. Exclusive trade prices on lighting, electrical, Australia's largest range of fans for Aussie homes. Partner up with the team who's always got your back. That's beacontrade.com.au. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Great mark taken by King. Ember's wing. Pack situation. Long and direct. It's been St Kilda's want in this quarter. Fist falls to Windhager. Stood up in a tackle. Run down in the second. Loose ball spills to Owens. Flying shot across the face. Another behind for the Saints. That's 3 in a row. They continue to pepper away. 25 minutes gone. It's a 13-point game.
Important final 3 minutes this term either way. McCreary didn't give away the free kick to Sinclair. Gets it to Nick Dacos. Now Ruth McGuinness on the wing. Good chase from Bradley Hill. Pulls the trigger with a kick. It's a real wobbler. Awkward one for Elliott. Picked up by DeGoey. Back to McGuinness. Centering kick. Bobby Hill's outnumbered. It wasn't great. And he's impressive, Darcy Wilson, Isaac, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And intercept marks this quarter too, man. It feels like St Kilda are all over it.
Yeah, spot on, is he? They've racked up 8 in this third quarter, opposed to only 5 in the first half.
Racking up a lot of spot-ons tonight, Isaac Smith. He's worked the two-man out beautifully. And Crisp at half-back for Collingwood. 2.5 minutes remaining in the quarter. Handball from Howe was interesting. Max King lurking, 35 out from goal, tapped it on to Henry with his back to goal, able to turn around and run. Good tackle by Moore. Henry still got boots of ball. Sharman flies on the second grab. Marks 20 metres out directly in front for St Kilda's 5th of the third quarter.
I know there were a few teams looking at Liam Henry at the end of last year, but it was a shrewd move by St Kilda to get him in. I'm not sure what type of numbers they needed, but he has added a completely different dimension to this midfield.
That's fine, Chopper. 10.
This is just starting to become concerning
Move it on.
for the 0 and 2 Pies to make it a game-high 19-point lead for St Kilda. Sharman to the punt road end. 11-6 plays 8-5. St Kilda have been brilliant in this third quarter. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
It would make for one hell of a game next Thursday night if both the grand finalists from last year are 0 and 2 and 0 and 3, Kate.
Absolutely would. It was already penciled down as a huge clash coming into the season, but no one would have predicted not putting them down as 0 and 3 yet. Collingwood, there's still a long time to go in this match, but if that was the case, there's a lot on the line for both teams, but they need to get the job done here first. And there was a 3-on-1 in the goal square there. They all flew. No one took care of Sharman, took anybody. He was able to jump, get a grab, and then take the mark on the second grab as well. And that would be disappointing for Craig McRae, letting him run and jump like that.
Kate McCarthy, Isaac Smith, Triple M Super special comments. Pies, we feel have to get the next score. They're down by 19 points. Plenty of time left, but it has got that feeling about it. That has trickled out of bounds at half forward for St Kilda, and it'll be a boundary throw in right underneath Shane Warren's stand side. Craig McRae, always composed, always looks in control, but he'll really want to sneak a late goal here with a minute until three-quarter time.
St Kilda.
St Kilda free kick won't help.
Rowan Marshall.
Ruck free kick against Cameron, going the way of big Rowan Marshall. He's going to drive it long inside forward 50. Owens, Max King, fisted away from Henry. Again, he's been brilliant. Handball ricochets into the path of the steel. Picked up by Sinclair, little toe poker. It's going to fall in the lap of Mitch Owens. Brad Hill cuts back in, spins it around the corner. It was almost going to land in the lap of Jack Higgins, but a desperate spoil saved a goal, and it will be a minor score. 11-7-73 St Kilda, 8-5-53 Collingwood on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
And Henry has just been everywhere. You've said what he's added to the midfield. A couple of occasions he's been front and centre crumbing when he's resting as a half forward. He is adding so much to this game, just in the midfield, but also as a forward. So dangerous.
Gee, even from the kick in, Darcy Moore had Jeremy Howe 15 metres away and has nearly kicked it out of bounds on the fall. And now Howe plays on while he was still out of bounds. So instead, it's going to be a throw in, 30 out from goal.
I don't know if he's got this right. We'll have a look at the Harvey Norman, but in my opinion, Howe stayed on the same line once he played on. And from my understanding of the rule...
Oh, I don't know about that. Look where the man on the mark is.
Harvey Norman.
But he started outside, so if he's already outside and stays on that line...
15 seconds for the Saints to sneak one before three-quarter time. Henry laid the tackle, should have been dropping the ball. Umpire let it go, and Crisp got it on the boot. Clears the danger area. And Meyer check marks.
But a nice bit of tension in the back row, Jack.
Not sure where to look right now, Das.
I'm backing Kate McCarthy.
You and I just need to stay tight in the front here.
I'd back her in it as well, but I still think that was play on out of bounds.
Three-quarter time here at the MCG. The winless Pies are going to have to do it the hard way. They trail by 20 points, 8-5 to 11-7. We've got Luke Darcy, Ash Chua, Nat Yannidis, and the on-again, off-again relationship of Kate McCarthy and Isaac Smith for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M, Rocks Footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade has the backs of tradies now more than ever. Beacon Trade, light work.
For McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
Macca's new surprise fries. Peel any medium or large fries for a chance to find a prize. 3.5 minutes until Triple M ranks footy. 3 minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
two and a half minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
Seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
minute until
Triple M rocks footy.
.30 seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious titanium caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
A lot of discussion about the Pies start to 2024. This is not going to help the talk. They are 20 points down with a quarter remaining at the MCG. The Saints 11-7-73. Collingwood 8-5-53 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Let's get downstairs. Nat Unides, Bob Jane Teamuts.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on the Pies huddle here at three-quarter time. Yet to pull the trigger on their sub. Finn McRae not even warming up at this stage. So it doesn't look like he's going to be starting this fourth term on the park. Craig McRae spoke during the week about how resilient this team is. We've seen it over the last couple of years. We've become so accustomed to watching them in close encounters. The last 2 weeks haven't been that, but he's got a lot of faith in this team, and I'm sure that their fans do as well.
Two-man, what do the Red Z lenders tell us from that third quarter?
Yeah, St Kilda super efficient, 14 entries for 10 scoring shots at 5 goals, 5. And the intercept marks, as he mentioned, only 5 in the first half, 8 in that third quarter alone.
Red Z Lending, loans for the self-employed, REDZED.com. Kate McCarthy and Isaac Smith on Triple M footy.
Yeah, well, I think we saw really St Kilda, when they're able to get the game on their terms, they're going to be dangerous this year. If they're allowed to run through the middle, get that overlap handball going and get it to their forwards when they've got even numbers ahead of the ball. Membry, King, Higgins, Henry, they're all dangerous at ground level.
It's been impressive by St Kilda. They had none of the play early in the first quarter. Collingwood had all the momentum and they've been able to turn the game, and I really like the adjustment that Ross and the St Kilda players have made, especially in that third quarter, was getting tighter on Collingwood defenders, so they weren't able to generate their scores from their back half.
Nat, we've got a bit of movement on the Collingwood bench.
Yeah, I take it back. The Kais have activated their sub. So Olive Markov is out of the game. Finn McRae's in.
About halfway through that quarter, we looked at some low numbers. Nick Dacos ended up with the 2, Pendlebury 3, Sidebottom 2, DeGoey 2. They're their 4 most important mids. Very low numbers in that third term.
They were the kings of the comeback last year, Collingwood. They're going to have to do this one the hard way tonight for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks footy. The Saints start with a 20-point advantage. The ball bouncing around in the middle. Lipinski couldn't take it away cleanly for the Pies. On hands and knees, Seb Ross. Now Windhager gave a handball to Steele, and the captain drives to half forward. King got rid of Frampton, gave a handball to Henry. The spark in the third quarter starts the fourth quarter with a bang. Electric footy from the Saints. Inside the first 30 seconds, they extend the lead to 26 points. Big problems for Collingwood now. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
I think I might have a new favourite player in the competition. Liam Henry, how good. That was a silky finish. His ability to get separation from the Collingwood player, hit the contest hard, get the handball from King, and a beautiful finish on the right from the pocket. So he's playing as good a football as anyone out there at the moment.
Jackie said big problems for Collingwood. The biggest problem for Collingwood is running around in a long sleeve with blonde tips and orange boots. Liam Henry, he has just been unstoppable tonight, and finishes like that, that's beautiful.
He's only had 13 touches, but 8 score involvements.
Got a bit of the cult hero about him, Liam Henry, hasn't he? Saints fans got a new favourite.
Push in the back,
Isaac
St
Smith.
Kilda.
Saints just coming up with all the play at the moment. This is their inspirational skipper, Jack Steele. What a player he's become. They go long and deep. Max King down there. He has it fisted away by Frampton, who's been strong all night. Picked up by Lipinski. Windhager handballed into the face of Steele, and now they get a chance through Jack Crisp. Out wide to Josh Dacos. Been one of the very best tonight for the Pies. Spearing kicks okay to Elliott. Just have to kick the next goal, Collingwood. Elliott looks up and doesn't see a whole heap of movement. Saints, as they do so well, fall back, and that's too easy, wasn't it? Kick it straight into the arms of Zane Cordy.
The ball use has dropped off again, hasn't it?
It has. But what Collingwood have been able to do is get that release handball or kick out to the wing that they were able to get last year. They just haven't been able to go off that. So credit to St Kilda for being able to stop the next kick in the chain.
And here it is again. Zane Cordy outmarks his opponent. The Saints want to get things moving. Windhager, that centre half back, dances around and then goes sideways. That's okay.
Outside 5.
Steele. Jack Steele's numbers tonight, two-man, Red Z Lending.
21 disposals, 5 clearances, 8 tackles.
And Sinclair has been a welcome inclusion to this
Outside
Saints team,
5.
last year's best and fairest winner. And there's Windhager, right on the logo. Looks high and long to half forward. King playing from in front. It was roved by Owens, who read it beautifully off the pack. Now to Henry in the pocket. Blank canvas to work with. And he's not that far away. The Saints are all over the Pies to start this fourth quarter. 12-8-80.
That could have nearly been
8-5-53.
That could have nearly been a nail in the coffin there if Henry puts that away.
And a player like Henry, you'd think a snap from that side would be his bread and butter, wouldn't he?
27 points feels like a mountain for the Magpies to climb.
What?
Check.
St Kilda.
It's given away a free kick against Josh Battle, so they just can't get a win for the Magpies early. And there is a heap of time, 17 minutes plus, but they have to get everything right, you sense. Through the hands of Filippo. Jack Higgins had some good moments. Back to Mateus Filippo. Henry out the back and a one-on-one with Isaac Quainer. It's bending and going through. St Kilda at just about home. Filippo kicks his first of the night. St Kilda are now 13-8-86. Collingwood 8-5-53. It's a 33-point margin. It's on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard, and going to take some beating from here.
Yeah, well, you love that as a player. A bit of a shot cross. You're just squaring it up, and then it bounces through, and then you tell everyone to get around you because you can shoot one from outside 50. Beautiful finish.
Beautiful snap as well. And what about Jack Higgins' attack on the ball, about 80 metres out from goal, and then his ability we talked about in the first half, if you can give clean hands, you put your players into space and they're able to make really good options then by foot. And Higgins' handball there was perfect. And a 55-metre snap, you don't see them too often. We couldn't get the snaps right last week.
Just for the Magpies, they've now conceded 71 points from turnover. First 2 rounds are averaging 65 points against per game.
They are a long way off their best at the moment. Nat Unides, Bob Jane Teamarts.
I don't want to be the killjoy of the commentary team, but Liam Henry has just limped off the field and is currently in the hands of the trainers.
I'm going home.
Another forward 50 entry from the Saints. And it's a chance to result in another goal. Darcy Wilson flipped it over his shoulder. Thought he had Hill driving by and just missed him. 55 metres out. Here is Brad Hill. Snaps around the corner. Awkward bouncing ball off the shins. Falling to Maynard, and that's a high tackle. Winhager a little careless with his tackle on the sub, Finn McRae.
Liam Henry could be a bit of an Isaac Smith move. He just knows he's done enough. Just come off, take the boots off. That'll do me, coach.
I like it. St Kilda have had the last 8 scoring shots in this game. They've kicked 3 goals, 5 with it. They lead it by 33 points. Early stages, final term as Owens launches nearly a strong contested mark to go. He goes back, picks it up. Well tackled. St Kilda trap it at centre-half forward. And continue to pile on the pressure.
Rowan and Darcy.
Finn McRae, the sub out there for the Magpies. Any other move, Isaac, that you think makes sense? Is there any lever to pull if you're Craig McRae?
Well, I think this helps Collingwood a little bit. I was just thinking that they play their best footy when they release the shackles and they just take the game on. And they haven't been doing that all night except for the first 5 minutes of the game. So I expect Collingwood to start ripping kicks through the middle and getting numbers to support the ball.
Exactly what Isaac Quainer does. He goes for the corridor kick. Myercheck, he's just struggling to have an impact. Brody Myercheck. Get his numbers from you in a moment, too, man. Riley Bonner, beautiful bit of candy salt. That was classy. The kick a little high for Sharman. Pendlebury gives chase. Sharman gets out in front, guides it to himself, and over for a boundary throw.
I'm not sure if Sharman's really quick or those 36-year-old legs that are carrying Scott Pendlebury just aren't as quick.
Rowan, Darcy.
Just with my check, just 9 disposals, 1 behind, so 5-7 from his past 6 matches.
That's the two-man for Red Z Lending. And that's for the self-employed. Thrown in 60 metres out from St Kilda's goal. His side bottom. And wraps around and kicks a running barrel into the middle of the MCG. It'll work out okay. Nice mark by McCreary, who kept his eyes on the footy. Has Elliott one-on-one inside 50. Perfect kick. Nice transition of the ball, and Elliott marks 30 out, 45-degree angle.
Oh, and that's what we just mentioned. They're on their defensive 50 and still side bottom lets a barrel go 60 metres into the middle of the ground, and they were just fortunate to get on the end of that, and now they're having a shot at goal. So, yeah, I think this might get Collingwood going here.
The last goal came through Jamie Elliott at the 17-minute mark of the third quarter. It's been all St Kilda since then. Must kick it. Does kick it. Elliott with his third. Brings it back to 27 points the difference. 13-8, plays 9-5 on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
And it's the first time they've had genuine one-on-ones ahead of the footy, and I know it wasn't obviously where the kick was directed to go. He didn't quite get a hold of it, but because it was genuine one-on-ones, they were able to just do their best. McCreary read it really well, took on the game, used his pace, which we know he has so much of, and then just got it ahead to Jamie Elliott, who's now kicked 3 for the evening.
Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me if Collingwood get on a little run here, but what would be concerning is that since half-time, Pendlebury's had 3, De Goey 3, and Nick Dacos 2. They're having too many patches in games where their stars aren't getting their hands on the ball in these first 3 games.
Can't remember that group of players ever being that quiet, ever. For that amount of time, can they get on a roll here? McRae wins the centre clearance. Myercheck at half forward, but Wangane Miller, he has been supreme tonight. His kick maybe a little fortuitous in that time, finds Jack Steele, but they love getting it back to him. Wangane Miller at a memory. Darcy Moore, close attention. Cooper Sharman's been handy tonight. Maynard tries to slap it forward, but Wangane Miller there again, and his kick was smothered by Maynard. It'll be a boundary thrown about 80 metres around from the St Kilda City end goal. We lead at 13.886. Collingwood 9.559. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
So umpire throws the footy back in. It's Cameron and Marshall doing the ruck work. Rowan Marshall's been enormous tonight for the Saints. As has Josh Dacos for Collingwood. Kicks a left foot ball up to the wing. Good grab taken by Myercheck. Right near the interchange bench. He turns and goes quickly. Cox the marking target inside 50. Was bodied off. Saints defenders combine nicely, and Bonner has Wanganeen Miller on the way out. Nat Unides, Bob Jane teammates.
Bad news, guys. Liam Henry is done for the day. He's limping down to the rooms. He's told the doctors he's no good. He's shaking his head. It's his right hammy.
Thank you, Natty. Has been superb. Singing his praises all night here in the Triple M commentary box.
You'd really hope that's just awareness and he's come off at the right time, because an explosive athlete like him, if that's a hammy, that's bad news. That's also bad news.
That is one of the great Falcons you're ever going to see. Extraordinary. He's got Sharon imprinted right across his forehead, Rowan Marshall. It was regulation. It's straight through his hands. To Goey, got caught in a good tackle by Seb Ross. Saints pressure's been huge. It's all happening at half forward for St Kilda. McCreary confronts the second gamer. Darcy Wilson wraps him up at centre forward. Have a look at this Harvey Norman replay screen.
Thank you.
Regulation mark. Smacks him fair in the face, Jack.
I don't think he's ever done that.
It's like a ball going through a basketball ring, wasn't it? Just sweet front.
Nothing but net.
Dacos kicks to centre half forward. Myercheck again.
Stand.
Wins his one-on-one with Callum Wilkie.
Brad, stay clear. Keep going, wider.
Looks like he's going to have a ping from here.
He'll have to kick this the best part of 60 metres, Brody
Brad, you've got to
Myercheck.
come down now. Yep, do that, quick. Thanks, man. Good, man.
He bends down to tie up his shoes. 27-point margin. Collingwood are starting to run out of time.
Stay out of the back here, fellas. Boys, 5 metres. Thank you.
This would certainly help their cause to make it 2 in a row.
Come out here, please. Come.
Myercheck starts a long runner. He'll kick from inside the centre square. It won't have the distance. Cox has got 3 St Kilda players to beat. Bobby Hill picks it off the ground and walks it into goal. 2 on the bounce for the Pies. They get it back to 21 points, the difference. 12 minutes gone into the last quarter. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Beautiful front and centre there by Bobby Hill, and just he's so clean every time he's around the ball, but that's an absolute coach killer. I think you'd be on high alert if Bobby Hill is 15 metres out from goal and it looks like there's going to be a contest. I'm not sure who was playing on him, but I reckon that might get highlighted on Monday.
They also had a good 45 seconds to work out who was on who, get a couple of extra bodies in the area.
Please,
At
guys.
the very worst, this ball was going to the top of the goal square, and it's Riley Bonner just let him get goal side and then got nowhere near him from there.
Ross Lyon appears to have lost his sense of humour on the back of that. The Triple M Harvey Norman replay screen. And remarkably, Collingwood are within 21 points, as Jack said. We've got heaps of time, 11:46 remaining. Can they get a centre clearance? Nick Dacos fighting hard for it. Darcy Cameron does drive it to centre half forward. Stocker got back. Pretty nice job. Back to Riley Bonner. And they get it out to a hard-running Darcy
5.
Wilson. Shane Warne stands side.
Outside 5.
He looks comfortable at this level, doesn't he? The young 18-year-old from the Murray Bushrangers in his first year.
Outside 5.
Finds Windhager, AFL logo centre wing, outer side of the G.
Play on.
Saints would love a nice little steadying goal. He pulls the kick to Bonner.
Stand. Play on.
Brilliant effort on the mark. The smother from Shields, superb. Now they've got a chance. Myercheck. Bobby Hill's got a one-on-one. He's all on his own. I think he'll take Cal Wilkie on. He looks around and says, I'll take a bounce. Bobby's got back-to-back goals. We're back to within 15 points. From nowhere, the game was done and dusted, Jack. Into the win home, Isaac, a minute ago. Collingwood are back in it. Extraordinary scenes, Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Oh, just a brilliant smother.
3 moments in the game, though, Riley Bonner would want back. First of all, the one in the first quarter where he just kicked it straight to a Collingwood player. The second one was that little lapse of judgment that resulted in Bobby Hill's goal less than a minute ago, and then just went way too close to the person on the mark. It was a great smother, you're right, but you can't allow the man on the mark to do that, especially when he has to stand now. They'd had a beautiful passage of play all the way up, just built up beautifully, bit of clock management. Then he goes and does that. It is a straight turnover goal.
For McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy. That's now 3 in a row for Collingwood. And they are right back in the hunt with 10 minutes to play. Saints win the clearance and kick to half forward. Sharman drops one that he should have taken, and Josh Dacos is allowed to get back onto his right foot and make a good decision as he spears a pass to Cameron at half forward. Off hands McCreary, wants to get back onto his right foot. 75 out from goal. Josh Dacos receives, walks around Brad Hill and tries to pinpoint a target. No mark taken. Elliott picks up the crumbs and snaps. And isn't far away. The Saints have stopped.
Tell you what, the other thing this has done, it's brought the crowd back into it, hasn't it? There was a big lull when Collingwood were really out of this game, and now you can really feel, it was starting to feel like it was almost like a St Kilda positive crowd, but we know at the MCG they always get the Pies fans here, and it's brought them back into it.
Okay, the Saints led by 33 points, 4 minutes into this last term. We're back to 14 points, still with 10 minutes to play. And you forget just how regularly Collingwood have come from behind. We mentioned it earlier, Izzy. They've been the come from behind specialists. All of a sudden, Pies fans are sensing the miracle is alive and well here. Half forward boundary thrown for Collingwood. Marshall's been strong. Seb Ross tumbles it down the line. Frampton just grabbed a piece of the jumper. Max King, and then he torpedoed it back to his head, Jack.
There was a bit of 1980s, 1990s about that.
Move it on, play on!
Called
Lucky
to play
it wasn't
on.
Rowan Marshall, would have hit him straight in the head.
That's correct. Inside 50 go the Saints. Picked up at the back by Wilson. Almost a throw. Seb Ross worked hard to get back down there. Pies fans thought there was a couple of holding the balls on top of it. Not happening, and they are not happy. It'll be thrown up inside forward 50 for the Saints.
I think the umpire thought as well. He put the whistle twice to his mouth. He just couldn't blow it.
14-point lead of the Saints. Windhager bottled up by Tom Mitchell. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious Titanium Caravan.
Play on.
As Windhager and Mitchell go at it again, and that should be a Saints free kick.
That'll make the Collingwood fans happy.
Tackle just hung on a little too long from Tom Mitchell.
They've got to be really smart here, St Kilda. They got the ball 55 metres out. You don't just want to give this back to Collingwood. Whether you look for a couple of...
Yours end zone.
Windhager off to Hill. Not sure if that sentence finished or not. I think there was a full stop in there somewhere. Hill's kick, asking some questions of Collingwood's defence. They dive on the ball and had a meltdown.
Well,
that's good pass, handing it back.
I wanted to hand it back because I was dumbfounded that they played on so goddamn quickly.
You were dumbfounded by the end of your sentence. Well, Isaac. Seb Ross is wrapped up. Tense moments here at the MCG all of a sudden. 8:52 remaining. 14-point lead to St Kilda.
Just go back a little bit of clock management. Don't give the handball and make the play active again.
Marshall put his enormous frame in front, and it's still trapped inside forward 50. The Saints will enjoy this, and they're going to get some repeat stoppage pressure applied. And this feels really intriguing right now. Can't afford to concede a goal. We've got a road boot out there somewhere. We learnt last week, don't touch it, whatever you do. Chris was careful not to give away a free kick. It's all happening about 35 out from the Saints goal. McCreary gets back to defend. Josh Dacos has been enormous two-man. He goes a little dribbler to the boundary line battle, keeps it in, it's still alive. Sinclair puts the slipper in it. It lands with Rowan Marshall. Superb smother again. It could be the Smothers that win the game for the Pies, and Darcy Moore's away.
He was the man who smothered, and now he's the man who kicks long. 3-on-2 situation favours St Kilda. Clever tap on by Elliott. To go, he was being held as he tries to bust through a tackle. Josh Battle sticks it and saves a goal for the Saints.
Straight to him.
It took two of them, but they hang on for dear life and win a free kick.
I thought Jordan Goey thought he might have been Mark Geyer, our mate up in Sydney on the M's. Up there, he was about to run through three of them.
And the Saints milk the clock for all that they can. Zach Jones with a short pass to Wanganeen Miller.
We talk about Josh Dacos' influence, though. Bradley Hill's been playing too far inside him, and Josh Dacos has been able to own the outside. They need to get on his back shoulder.
He's told to play on and does. That'll barely stay in play. Max King takes another mark, this time on the wing.
Play on.
Plays on inside, kicks it deep inside 50. Quain with a defensive effort. Darcy Moore back there. He was well tackled. Higgins has gone for the miracle shot from the boundary line. It'll be the best goal you've ever seen. You can't do that. You cannot do what he's just done. Ridiculous. Jack Higgins with his goal number 4. And you can't do that.
Well, we've seen him kick goal of the year before. That one had a little bit of question about it, whether it was a throw or not. The one he's just kicked now, there is absolutely no question mark about it. There was pressure coming across his body. We know how important that goal is in the context of the game. That is a phenomenal effort, and I could not enjoy the celebration anymore. He stayed on the ground and just nodded his head saying, I will do that all day, every day.
The Pies fans think there's a Wayne Harms moment on. Oh, no. They're calling it out of bounds in the MCC members stand.
Well, maybe there will be some controversy about it.
Might be.
Wayne Harms or not, I think that's nearly the best goal I've ever seen. That was unbelievable.
Is that the momentum killer for Collingwood? Jack Higgins with an individual piece of brilliance for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Loose ball inside the centre square. Windhager thought his way through, and Seb Ross looks wide to Wanganeen Miller.
Stand. No, you feigned it. Reset. Stand.
We tick down to 6.5 minutes remaining. Quaynor at half-back. Paddles it back to Nick Dacos. Is taken to the boundary line. That's almost holding the ball. Good tackle by Owens. Follow-up just as good.
You get the rucks. You get the rucks.
It'll be thrown in. 65 around from the Saints goal.
Rowan.
They lead by 20 points. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Easy, you've had a look at the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. The Jack Higgins miracle goal, out of bounds or not?
Oh, if it's not out of bounds, it's that's going to be questioned.
You want that to be a goal. It is a goal. It will count.
I guess it just makes the degree of difficulty harder.
Back forward by Rowan Marshall. Two-man.
Yeah, the crowd danced 69,517. So it's St Kilda's third biggest home ground on record. The previous record, as Nat mentioned, 72,669.
Great occasion for our great friend Danny Frawley. Spud's game tonight on a Thursday night, and Pies fans and Saints fans have enjoyed. It's been an intriguing contest. Nick Dacos pops that one out of bounds on the forwards from the Jack Higgins pocket. And it's Jack Steele going to have a crack at it from there.
He needs to take his full 30 here. Yep, mouth guard in the sock, put the ball on the ground, and then just look for an uncontested mark back here. Battle.
A bit of verbal going on between Jack Higgins and Nick Dacos. Jack Higgins nearly a crack at goal number 5. He's been superb. Darcy Moore gets back. Oh, Chris lost his footing. Taylor Swift pocket again.
I was about to say that. You beat me to it.
There's been some dramas down there, as we told you last week. Through for a minor score. 14-9-93 St Kilda. 11-6-72 Collingwood. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Claimed a few victims last week. We've got another one late. Side bottom, back in board. Dangerous kick. Cox with 4 to beat. Now at ground level, Phillippo gave a handball to Owens, who hoiks it over the shoulder. High ball won't be paid to Mark. Frampton hasn't heard the call. And Owens drags him into the ground. 21-point lead to St Kilda. 5.5 minutes remaining. Collingwood yet to register a win in their premiership defence. And that's looking on real shaky ground right now as Pendlebury kicks a running banana up to the wing. Elliott couldn't hang on to the mark. Bonner tackled and absorbed by Reef McInnes.
Just a quick shout out to Collingwood. Every time there's a big game, they always rock up.
Over 1 million attended their home and away games last year. It was an average stew of close to 65 or 70,000, around that number. It's incredible. By world standards, they're in elite company. That kick across looking for side bottom. A summation of Collingwood's night tonight. They just haven't had the normal connection going. We've seen some really bad turnovers and clangers that you don't normally associate with the Pies.
Yeah, we saw them last week as well against the Swans. A lot of those kicks coming out of their back half, going directly to Sydney players or just being turnovers straight to goal.
Dacos picks it up. Not 15. He's kicked it about 45 metres high. Marshall, he's a great competitor, Rowan Marshall. Gives his heart and soul every week. What's his afternoon look like, please? His evening, too, mate?
23 disposals, Das. 11 clearances, 5 out of the centre, and throwing 7 entries inside 50.
It's off the back of 36 hit-outs last week and 19 disposals against the Cats. Time now a massive factor for Collingwood. Lipinski kicks from defensive 50. Saints have got that wall set up on the wing. Sinclair trying to work his way through a tackle. He's dispossessed. Not sure he ever really had it. He's been pinned holding the ball. With 21 points down, the Pies got to take some risks. His side bottom comes back inboard. It was clever by Ross just to get it on the boot and keep it moving forward. Sinclair then happy to use the boundary line as a friend. Clock stops at 4 minutes and 8 seconds. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Pies up against it now.
This might be a very interesting ruck battle. The two of them, Rowan Marshall and Mason Cox, were behind play wrestling for a long time. They're cooked.
Both holding play on.
You're right. They've gassed themselves, Kate, in the wrestle. Rowan Marshall need to almost get the stretcher out to get Rowan off. He's completely out of oxygen. Free kick. Collingwood's way advantage. Paid to Maynard. They got one more roll of the dice in them. Stocker got rid of Reef McInnes. And he feels at home. Innocent Kilda jumper. Spent 4 years at the Blues. Did Liam Stocker didn't really ever find his way, but Katie looks like a genuine, consistent part of the St Kilda team now.
Yeah, it looks like he just knows his role and he's able to execute it and help out back there.
Big fly from Sharman. Windhager goes without it. And forward 50 for the Saints. Nick Dacos has his eyes darting around. He kicks an aggressive ball into the corridor. Bonner read it best off hands. Drives it long and deep. Membry playing from behind on Quaynor. He got it back after the Frampton handball. It was a hot one. Higgins pounces. Gives a handball to Membry. There's a free kick.
Back here, greatest advantage.
Saints ball. Jack Higgins to take it, to kick his fifth and ice the game for St Kilda.
What a Nick Dacos' numbers in his efficiency.
Clear it now.
Nick Dacos has had just a 21 disposals, going at 56% by foot.
Harvey Norman replay, it was there. Higgins kicks around the corner. And it's through for a behind, but it's 22 points the difference. 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. The Saints are set to win their first game of the season.
Collingwood captain Moore straight down the corridor. McCreary brilliantly done. Look at the speed and power out of there from Bo McCreary. Inside 50, Bobby Hill gives chase. Getting back is Stocker. Read it better than anyone else. Really developing player. Slam Stocker for the Saints. Picked up by Burns on the centre wing. Owens guides it forward, picked off by Lipinski. This is McRae. Feeds a handball out, and the process has been copped with a high knock, and it'll be a free kick.
Do you remember on Wangare Miller a lot?
Jeez, 32 disposals, is he? His PB's 33.
Schultz.
Who was that?
Mark's been taken.
I'll work on my pronunciations next week.
Reece McInnes has got it, and he's going to snap goal number 3. So he's stood up tonight, Reece McInnes. Exciting talent. Just finding his way in the game. Reece McInnes only his 12th game, but 3 goals. A nice return for him. Pies get their 12th, 12-6-78. St Kilda 14-10-94 with a minute 55 remaining. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Big win for St Kilda, this one. Obviously, we know the repercussions for Collingwood, but before we start talking about that, this has been a great performance, a big win for the football club. Started last week, probably not the way they wanted to, gave up a lot of inside 50s to Geelong, only just went down in the end, but they've come out tonight and looked really sharp when they've been able to play the game on their terms and stop the opponents from doing what they want to do. They look well in control.
Big win on a big night for them as well. I'm sure the build-up this week was massive and they've been able to execute.
They play the Bombers next Saturday night at Marvel Stadium. And then Richmond as part of gather round. And the Saints could very quickly get ahead of steam if they get this right.
Probably the only, question mark over the performance is the severity of Liam Henry's hamstring. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that because that would be really damaging to them with what he's added to this team in 2 rounds.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Seb Ross in his 200th. It's going to be a winning night for him. Kicks it out into space and Darcy Cameron there first. Off by hand to Darcy Moore, and that handball is out of bounds. It's been the story of the night for Collingwood.
Rowan.
12-6-78, place 14-10-94. And now Ross looks a little more relaxed on the Harvey Norman replay.
Pensive, I'll describe him as, Jack.
Yeah.
He's going to enjoy this one tonight. Big occasion, big home ground. 69,517, the official crowd, and that's a good night all round for St Kilda fans. Battle couldn't complete the mark. Myercheck has battled hard without a huge amount of impact. Bobby Hill inadvertently almost shins it forward. It's rushed through for a minor score for the Pies by Burns from St Kilda. Collingwood 12-7-79. St Kilda 14-10-94. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Just over a minute remaining.
The Pies, as we mentioned, travel to the Gabba next Thursday night to play Brisbane.
And those conversations that were had this week on pretty much every football show are just going to get louder and louder now. Zipping through. They're making it difficult for themselves.
The numbers suggest from 0 and 3 that a premiership defence is almost impossible.
Play on!
But when it comes to this team, anything is possible, but boy, are they going to have to do it the hard way. Elliott goes without the ball and Brad Hill can clear for the Saints with 24 seconds left.
Max King really just starting to grow into himself. In his 5th season, Max. Tell us about his night, please, Jude.
Max King for Triple M, Red said, 14 to 8 marks, 3 goals straight. Rack up the metres gained as well, 400.
Stay out. Stand,
Marshall has been outstanding. Took the mark and got a big cramp in his calf throw, and he's ready for the final siren. St Kilda with a big win on a big occasion. 14-10-94, the Saints defeat Collingwood 12-7-79. Spud's game. We're thinking of you, Spud. You'll be proud of your Saints tonight.
Saints get it done by 15 points tonight in front of a crowd of 69,517. Collingwood 0 and 3 to start 2024. Big problems for the Pies as we head downstairs. Courtesy of Channel 7.
0 and 3. Yeah, no, it was an unreal night. Last week we were a little bit disappointed in our first half, but we thought we fought strong, and I thought tonight, the effort was unreal. And, the likes of these young boys like Naz and Machino, these boys coming through, it's really team effort tonight, and it's good to get the win over the Pies.
Talk about Naz, 32 possessions, not a bad night
for him? Yeah, he's pretty silky. He's the Wanganeen genes there, so yeah, he's grown into a really good player, and I love watching him grow.
No, it's a fantastic game from you. How did it feel to be out there and beat the reigning premiers?
No, it was unreal. We obviously came off a disappointing week last week, and our effort was there, but our system wasn't, and we made it a big focus to bring our system to life tonight, and I thought we really dug in and got the job done.
There's a lot of belief in this team. Can you feel there's something special about this St Kilda team?
Yeah, definitely. We all build into it's all process driven at Saints, and we've got a young group here, and loving all of it, and Ross and the coaches are some real coaching line, and they make it so much easier for us.
Well done, great game, both of you. Have a good night. Enjoy the win.
Brad Hill, Nasai Wanganeen Miller are talking to Aaron Phillips, courtesy of Channel 7. We'll be down in the Saints rooms very shortly, and by popular request, Liam Henry will be our special guest on Triple M Footy. Big win for the Saints tonight. 15 points the final margin, 14-10, plays 12-7 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for titanium caravans. Stay off-road and off-grid for longer with a luxurious titanium caravan. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. 3.5 minutes until Triple M ranks footy. Three minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
Two and a half minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
minutes until
Triple M rocks footy.
seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
One minute until
Triple M rocks footy.
seconds until
Triple M rocks footy.
is on Triple M.
Triple M rocks footy.
The Triple M footy review for Amy. Clangers happen. Lucky you're with Amy.
Great performance by the Saints tonight. Winners by 15 points over Collingwood, 14-10-94 to the Pies, 12-7-79. It's the Triple M Amy review. Clangers happen. Lucky you're with Amy. 3 goals for Max King was outstanding. 2 goals for Membry and Henry also very, very good. But Jack Higgins, the star of the night for St Kilda with 4 goals and an early nomination for the goal of the year. And didn't he celebrate it as well as he laid flat on his back in the pocket at the City end? Nat Unides is down in the St Kilda rooms. Nat, they are headed your way and I reckon they'd be pretty happy.
Oh, absolutely, Jack. They've been out on the MCG celebrating with their fans all this time, and why wouldn't you? You've just beaten the reigning premiers, your first win for the season on what was a huge day for the club, Spuds game. They're just walking in to the rooms right now. The fans are here. I was told that Mark Webber and Eric Banner were going to be here, but all I've got is Dale Thomas, so I'm a bit flat about that. But aside from that, the boys are up and about. They're getting ready. They're in the circle. There's 3 debutants or 3 club debutants in the middle, their first win for the club, and they're just about to sing the song.
There aren't many words to the song and they somehow managed to get it wrong.
Jack Higgins has taken the Stevie Milne, the tip rat roll, and balls that completely up.
Absolutely balls it up.
There is a little bit of tip rat sort of quality about Jack Higgins,
big
isn't
time.
there?
Yeah, and he'd be happy with that, Jack.
He wouldn't mind.
I don't think there's a little bit. There's a lot.
We'll get down into the Saints room shortly. We'll have a chat to Liam Henry, who's going to join us soon on Triple M Footy. They did a lot right, the Saints. They're very well coached and they went to school, particularly after quarter time. There's a lot of positives to take out of tonight.
There are a lot of positives for the football club. They got their method right, and you could tell last week there was sort of shades of how they wanted to play but couldn't execute it in certain parts of the ground, one of those being the centre clearance, and they improved that this evening, got the ball more on their terms, and I think the most impressive thing is that second term, their forwards were really out of shape. They weren't in the right spots. They were playing behind their opponents, and it was clear they addressed that at halftime. They went back out and really dominated the second half of the game.
I just can't get Daisy Thomas off my eyes here. Sorry, he's on the screens in this box. And
So I was just saying to Rabs, our producer, Daisy, he looks like he's gone to the circus or something, Daisy. With the wardrobe he's gone, but he looks like he's 6'6", Daisy, on the screen.
Has he always been that tall?
Is he standing on a box or something, Jack? Dwarfing Joel Selwood and Abby Holmes.
It looks like he's about to head out and take the toss for Pakistan versus Australia.
Dale, you've won the toss. What have you decided to do today?
I'm going to stand on the box.
We're going to have a bat. We think it's a pretty good wicket here at the MCG. He's a new man, Daisy. He is. He's dropped a fair bit of weight. The feathers are in good shape.
And, hats off to him. He comes across fantastic on Channel 7 as well. I really enjoy what he's doing.
Yeah, he's very, very good. Darcy, you might need to just have a chat to Wardrobe, though, at Channel 7, because that's
don't
interesting.
give Wardrobe feedback, Jack. Everything's good, Jack. I know it'll come my way. I think that looks fantastic on Daisy. You can keep the green and white stripes.
We'll get back down to the Saints room very soon. Man, who are some of the major ball winners tonight, please?
Wanganeen Miller, 32. As Izzy said, his PB was 33. He went at 80% by foot with his 25 kicks. Jack Steele, 26 disposals, 6 clearances, 11 tackles. Rowan Marshall with 24 and 11 clearances. Seb Ross in game number 200, 22 touches and 7 tackles. And for the Magpies, Josh Dacos led the way with 29 disposals, and Lipinski busy with 22, and he chipped in with 2 majors.
It's an interesting one with the Saints, Kate. So they made it to an elimination final last year, and they came up short against the Giants here. But there were some questions asked about where does the improvement come from? Did they even overachieve last year? But last week was good. Tonight was even better. they're in pretty good shape, I think.
Yeah, they are, and I think they were the team that most people had as their sliders sort of coming out of the 8. We always talk pre-season about what the movement will be, who will sneak into the 8, who will slide out, and I think most of the footy media had them sliding out of the 8, saying that sort of last year was a bit of an anomaly, and we know that Ross had spoken quite openly that last year wasn't what they aimed for. They were happy that they made finals. It was fantastic, but it was a bonus on what he sort of thought they could achieve. And I think he'll be really happy with not only, I mean, your 1 win, 1 loss, but the positive things that have come out of the game are clearly the way they want to move the ball. There's been clear improvements with, I think, their midfielders and their balance in the midfield as well. I think their defence still has a bit of work to do because at the moment Cal Wilkie is pretty much holding that up from a pure defence point of view. They've got great ball movement through the back line, but when they come up against some really key forwards where the ball's moving in quickly, how do they go defending that? For me, that's the line that's still sort of a little bit 50-50, but yeah, they'll be over the moon with the way that they've been able to win tonight, but also the improvements from last week to tonight.
This is a team that Brad Crouch can't get into at the moment, Isaac.
Yeah, he can't, and the game's probably gone a little bit away from possession-type midfielders where it's more impact, and you look at the attributes that Liam Henry has compared to, say, a Brad Crouch, and you throw a Liam Henry into the middle, and you see, I know his numbers they don't blow you off the page, but the actual impact he had on the game does blow you away. And it was impressive. It was impressive to see, and I just love Ross Lyon coach teams. I love their discipline. I love how they go about playing football. They're honest. And he's added a little bit of an attacking flair to his coaching as well, and it was exciting to watch.
I think the role that Brad Crouch used to play has actually been stepped into by Jack Steele, and he can offer a little bit more than just those possessions and the first ball, the hard ball gets. So tonight Steele had the 26, which is really good, 16 handballs, 10 kicks. So he's the one winning the first possession and getting it out, but he also had 11 tackles, 4 inside 50s and 300 metres gained with 6 clearances to go with it. So those numbers, yes, he's getting his hands on the ball, but he's actually having a whole lot of impact with his possessions as well.
And then forward of the footy, Darcy, he kicked 3 goals tonight, Max King, and Jack Higgins was probably the benefactor of some of the balls that were on the ground because of Max King. He looks set. Fingers crossed that his body can stay healthy. He looks set to have a really, really big year.
As Kate and Isaac said in the comments, just that physical presence where you kick it down the line and you think he's either going to take a contested mark, cause a bit of trouble for the opposition, or at least bring it to ground. And then he's so quick and athletic at ground level that he's a dangerous option there as well. So it wasn't the best game he's ever played, but you just feel like when you look at him now, there's a strength about him, and he's got a bit of aggression too, which we really like, Isaac, seeing more and more of that.
Yeah, we do, and he's starting to look like a man. Like when he first came into the game, he was a bit thinner, probably not timid, but just he didn't have the weight to throw around. He's starting to look like a real man out there, which is awesome for the St Kilda Football Club. The only thing that I have on Max King at the moment is I was watching him defensively, and his ability when Collingwood have the ball to stay on task is not quite there yet. He'll just float a little bit, and then that means at stages, there was one on the outer wing where Cameron, he fights a tackle, King floats off a bit, leaves Frampton by himself, Collingwood get an easy release handball, and then they're away, and there was 4 or 5 of those occasions tonight, but once he tidies that up and he gets a complete game, he's going to be a genuine star of the comp.
What about the Pies? What happens next?
Yeah, well, they were a little bit disconnected tonight, and they've been like that for the last 3 games, and probably the thing that hasn't been talked about a hell of a lot is that when you win the premiership, clubs go to school on you over the summer, and they've picked them apart, and the way Collingwood have played, they played last year, being able to take on the corridor, go straight at goal with aggressive play and getting their half-backs to run through the centre of the ground and overlap and link up. Clubs are making sure that they can't get that link up. Which is hats off to the clubs they've played, but they've played 3 very good football sides at the moment as well. So, yeah, they'll be going to task this week and trying to find their form, but as the losses pile up, it gets more and more difficult.
And it doesn't get much easier either, their next match. Obviously, up at the Gabba, Thursday night, they've got the also winless grand finalists from last year, so that just sets that game up for... There's a whole lot on the line for both teams. Obviously, going in 0-2, 0-3, and if they were to be 0-4, well, that's a long way back.
Yeah, 0-4. We do want to throw the cart before the horse in regards to Collingwood fans, but the last time they were 0-4 was 1999, and guess what? They won the wooden spoon that year.
Oh, Two-Man's
Two-Man's
got them winning the wooden spoon.
But we're not writing them off because they're a professional outfit. I just want to make sure I don't get mugged as I make my way to the car.
You'll need some security on your way down, Chew.
No fan likes Owen.
Except for the Saints.
And he pops up a bit now.
Saints love Owen, though. Owen the Saints.
I see.
They like it.
But I'll tell you what you don't like is 0-3.
Meanwhile, Two-Man's just had Collingwood going from winning it to winning the wooden spoon.
When was the last time that happened, Chew? Premiers to wooden spoon, given you've put that on the table?
I'll come back to you very shortly, Das.
Choice Hotels around the ground, whatever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest price guarantee when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead and book it. So we go to the last quarter. There could only be one Macca's moment for tonight. This was a piece of brilliance from Jack Higgins.
Plays on inside, kicks it deep inside 50. Quainer with a defensive effort. Darcy Moore back there. He was well tackled. Higgins has gone for the miracle shot from the boundary line. It'll be the best goal you've ever seen. You can't do that. You cannot do what he's just done. Ridiculous. Jack Higgins with his goal number 4. And you can't do that.
Early nomination for goal of the year, Das.
Just a cracker, wasn't it? Yep. The second he got it, you knew he was going to try and kick it. There's no right you've got to kick that. May have been out of bounds, Isaac. May have just been, which makes it even better for mine.
Yeah.
That's going to be hard. Well, we say it in round 2 every year, but you're going to have to kick a good goal to get better than that.
That was brilliant. And in my head, just as I thought he's going to have a shot, I was like, just take it out of bounds, waste the clock, manage the game. And he's put it through. But that'll be pulled apart on every football show this week. And was it in bounds? Was it out of bounds? But, you know, hats off to him. And if it was just out of bounds, it makes as we said earlier, the degree of difficulty a little bit harder.
And the stage in the game it came to, Collingwood had kicked 3 in a row at that stage and it got it back to 14 points. And they looked like they were coming.
Yeah, they did. They did. We talked about it, how they were going to rip it off, and still Sidebottom took that 60-metre torpedo through the middle of the ground to Macquarie, and they went forward, and I think Elliott kicked the goal, but they really started to take it on. So it did change the momentum, and it stopped Collingwood in their tracks, and hats off to them. You've got to play big in those moments, and Higgins did. One thing I will say, though, is that if I ever go into coaching, I'll make sure I don't pull the players straight into a meeting, because I didn't realise how much time it holds up upstairs when you're expecting to interview someone.
Self-interest first, Jack. Yeah. Work it out.
You'd think Ross should know better after some time with us.
You think he would.
Let's get downstairs. Nat's in the St Kilda rooms.
Yeah, one of the stars of the show here with me in Liam Henry. Liam, congratulations on the win. What does it mean to have a victory like that against the reigning premiers in front of a big crowd on such a special occasion as Spud's game?
I think it's definitely special, not just for me, but for everyone in the St Kilda Football Club. Obviously, emotional when you're out there and wrapping around your arms around in the first 30 seconds before the bounce down is. I think that's where, I guess, football is just bigger than yourself, and I think that's what we played for, and our heart and our soul. We went out there and just, I guess, went at them, and I know that we're trying to write our own story, and I think that's what's happening in the 4 Wards, that we can only control what we control, and that's what we did, and we went out there and put on a performance like that. It's great, and not just for us, but everyone around us and everyone that is just our bigger family.
You were exceptional, kicking 2 really good goals, but you came off late in that game. How's the leg? How's the hammy?
Yeah, it's good. I think we'll reassess tomorrow and get a scan, but hopefully it's just a little one, but I think emotional, but I'll get back on the horse and start it again and get it right and be back there very soon.
Liam, unbelievable game, mate. I thought you were the best player out there, and your impact on the match was huge. I just want to ask you a couple of questions. You look like you're playing with so much confidence. Is that something that is coming from yourself, or is it something that Ross has imparted on you? And a few of the challenges moving from Freo to St Kilda, and how you've sort of moulded your way into the St Kilda Football Club.
Ross always goes on about confidence comes from action. So I already had a really good pre-season. I did 98% of it. So all my confidence came from that, and all the stuff I do during the week to prepare for the game is definitely what I play off confidence. And obviously playing a new role this year, and I really like that I can just play off instinct and get around the footy a bit more. And I think that's really helped me be confident in my ability. Obviously I had to do a lot of work, not just with Ross, but everyone around the club, and they've been really welcoming and allowing me just to play footy, and that's what I love. And everyone around me, obviously staying with Brad Hill is obviously one of the best things that could have happened to me in my first part of St Kilda, my first move. It's like moving to a home far from home. So he's been really welcoming with his family, Sam and Harriet, and I love them, having them around.
He's a good man, Hilly. You mentioned that you are playing a little bit more around the ball, and traditionally you've been more of a winger, half forward. What is the role now getting into the midfield? It looks like you're adding a little bit more run and flair into the inside mid for St Kilda. Yeah,
it's just getting around the ball and using my smarts. I think sometimes as a winger you can get a little bit vacant out there, but I've learned to play everywhere, so I don't really mind where I play. It's just adding another string to my bow, and just to be versatile and play anywhere on the position. Wherever Ross puts me, I'm always happy to play there, and I think around the ball is really working for me at the moment, so I think we'll stick with that. But at the moment my biggest thing is just get this leg right and then get back on the horse and just continue to take it day by day and control what I can control.
Yeah, and you talked about confidence, obviously feeling confident in the role that you've been given, but also confident in your abilities and playing those positions inside. How much of that confidence has come from Ross, and how much confidence he's instilled in you as a footballer?
I think he just wants hard work from everyone. Like the more you put into the game, the more you're going to get out. So everything we do during the week allows us to go out there and play free. But obviously I keep a quote in my mind from Conor McGregor, and everything he does from the preparation, everything just allows him to be free in the octagon, and that's what I want to be free out on the footy field. When I cross the white line, it's just me and the footy and the goals and my teammates around me, and that's what I feel like. I'm just free out there, just doing what I need to do and playing off instinct.
You're hearing the voice of Liam Henry, and a nice little Conor McGregor reference there. We like Liam. I reckon he'd like your look, the orange books, the boots, the blonde tips. You got a real rock star vibe about you, Liam.
Nah, it's just my personality, I think. My mum and dad always thought I'd wear the shiny shoes, everything, but I just love, the shiny boots. I never wore black, but it's just the way I am, my personality, and that's what's been great with St Kilda, allowing me just to come in and be myself, and I love it over here.
We love it too.
We love seeing it, Liam. Thanks for joining us tonight on Triple M Footy.
Thank you very much.
Liam Henry, after a couple of goals and a really, really good performance, although it does sound like he's going to be out for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it does. Hopefully it's just a little bit of cramp, and maybe he's unsure about that and he can get through, because he is a pivotal part of what St Kilda are doing. But I'd never really heard him speak post-game, and he spoke really well, and I was genuinely interested in what he was saying, and St Kilda got a good one there.
And a Conor McGregor quote as well. It's
impressive, isn't it?
You turn to different people for inspiration, I suppose. So I turn to K-Mac for the Triple M MVP Award for Employment Hero. From hired to retired, Employment Hero's HR, recruitment and payroll software handles it all. You can search Employment Hero today. 3, 2 and 1, K-Mac.
Yeah, tough votes tonight, actually, with so many contributors on the field from St Kilda. I thought it was a really well-rounded team performance, but I've gone 1 vote Jack Higgins, 13 disposals, 11 contested possessions, 8 score involvements, 24 pressure acts, so the second most for St Kilda, and 4 goals, 1 and potentially goal of the year as well. 2 votes, that man that we just spoke to, Liam Henry, 14 disposals, 9 score involvements, the equal most on the ground. Mind you, he got subbed out, or not subbed out, but unable to complete sort of the last quarter and a bit of the game, and 2 goals too as well. And 3 votes, Wanganeen Miller. I thought he was fantastic tonight. 32 disposals at 80% kicking efficiency, 614 metres gained, 8 intercepts. But just the way he uses the ball off the half-back line, he'll take kicks that are sort of 50-50 at best, and absolutely lace him out all day. I thought he was elite.
They've got a serious star on their hands there in Nasiah Wanganeen Miller. A Choice Hotels around the grounds. Ash, where are we going tomorrow, please?
We're going tomorrow, Adelaide Oval. It's Adelaide Crows taking on the Cats. Is that right?
Do you want to think about that?
Yeah, that's right, isn't it? That's how it does. Yeah. Adelaide v Geelong at the Adelaide Oval.
If that's not telling us it's time to finish up, Das, then I don't know what is.
23 years into it, may well be a farewell tour for Churt.
You know what?
Finish up permanently, is that what you're saying?
Well, you know what's around the corner.
Gather around.
Yeah, yes. Doesn't travel well, Chew, as a rule.
The thumb has only come back to normal colour in the last couple of weeks.
12-month travel ban, Chew. Has it been lifted?
It has been officially lifted, I've been told, Dar, so I'm ready to go.
Is Chew happy with that?
No.
Could very well be the end of him, Chew Man. Well done.
Thank you.
Isaac, good to have both of you. One under you, Das, as well.
Jack.
Great work by Nat Unides downstairs all night as long as well. Big thanks to Jason, to Rabsy, and to our team here at the ground, and to Leroy back in the studio. Saints winners tonight by 15 points. Collingwood without a win to start 2024. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water all season long, Triple M rocks footy.
The Triple M Footy Review for Amy. Clangers happen. Lucky you're with Amy.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.